Coming up next, the movie that broke my wife's soul. All Guts So Gory presents The Strangers.
That's such an exaggeration.
Keep the exaggeration part if you can hear it.
Who is that?
I don't know.
There's someone out there.
I just want you to run.
This isn't happening. This isn't happening. Why are you doing this to us?
Because you were home.
The Strangers, rated R, starts May 30th.
The mad and macabre.
Oh, what monster could have done this?
I'm just gonna bash your brains.
Live or die. Make your choice.
Wake up, little girl.
Playtime's over.
We don't know what death is.
Sliced and diced.
Okay, this episode, this week, whatever, All Guts So Gory, we're doing the 2008 movie The Strangers. Not one of my favorite movies. I'm not really a slasher type of movie guy, but this movie means a lot to me because this movie means so much to our special guest tonight. First, Justin, Mike, I'm Charlie. Our special guest is my wife, Mary.
Hi, gang.
Happy to have you here, Mary.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Okay, so why is this movie so important to Mary? Mary's seen this movie 3 times.
A little disappointed she didn't say honored to be here.
Honored.
I'm honored, I guess.
Thank
I just am
you
anticipating
for
being.
inviting me.
I'm anticipating being dunked on a lot because.
Dunked on.
We're only
You
going
know.
to dump on Charlie.
Okay.
Right.
We don't dump on our guests.
Okay, so this is a solid movie. It's a slasher movie. It's creepy. It's got all the basic stuff a horror movie needs. There's some blood. There's some gore. There's some deaths. There's slasher, so there's going to be stabbings and stuff like that. So I'll just go right to our special guest today, Mary. Mm-hmm. When was the first time you saw this movie, Mary?
Okay, you know when I saw the movie because we went as a date.
2008.
In 2008.
Our 3 listeners don't know.
We were not, for the listener out there,
Nice.
We actually went out on a date to see this movie. I remember what I wore to see this movie.
Wow.
I remember the day very clearly. It was traumatic. I did not make it through the entire movie. I made it to... Well, I'll tell you whenever we get into the movie, I guess. But I will say this. This is what I'm going to say. It was very noisy. The movie was very noisy and scary. I left the theater at one point to calm down and smoke a cigarette because I still smoke cigarettes then. And I thought, I gave myself a little parking lot pep talk. I was like, Mary, you can do this. You can get through this movie. It's scary, but there can't be that much time left in it. Probably everybody's going to live. You know, just go in and get through it. And so I went back in.
You were half right.
And I, A, did not get through it. And B, just found out yesterday that Liv Tyler's character lives. So, and spoiler alert, I thought everybody died. So,
You know, he's actually spoiler alert to me because...
You forgot it, probably.
No, because we went through the movie that one time, and I thought it was an okay movie, but I didn't really need to watch I just somehow never needed to finish the movie. In all these years, I never finished the movie until yesterday when we watched it for the
third time.
Your third time, our third time.
Altogether, she's watched it 1.5 times.
Right.
None of it to the ending. Though.
Yeah.
And then I got to the ending, I was like, holy shit, she lives.
Charlie picked this movie because you wanted to force yourself to finish it. That's what you're getting at.
I don't need to finish it. I have seen enough. Now that this podcast is done, I hope to never, ever watch it again. I'm over it. I'm done with it. It's through.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you the one that likes to visit the sites of these like atrocities in real life? Like, didn't you visit the one that's down in the Edisto area?
Yeah, I love true crime. I really like people like in real life, people killing people.
Wow.
Like those stories. Those stories are
Pro murder.
Clip that.
so interesting. I think they're so interesting, but I also think that, and I don't hate all horror movies. I don't like ghosty stuff that much. I don't like monster-y. Like, I think The Thing is so stupid. Like, I know you guys
my
did that
gosh.
first, and I'm sorry, but like,
We're going to have to take a pause.
just
I think we're going to be on a break now.
You two are the show.
Everything.
I think he's taking it personally. But I do have movies that I think are really smart and really great, and I will even rewatch them. There's only a few of them, but
So on the show, we do what's called the Mount Rush Gore, which is our 4 favorite in no particular order. What would you say yours are? Do you have that ready?
I think Get Out is probably my all-time fave.
Great.
I can rewatch it anytime. It's so scary and so horrifying, but also part of me enjoying a scary movie is that it has to have a happy ending. Like, I can't do this, everybody dies, and I'm just supposed to be okay with that after I sat through all that shit and got all worked up about it. Like, what are we doing? So I would say Get Out. I would say Ready or Not is one of my faves.
That's a great one.
It's got some good one-liners, a little funny. I like that in my horror.
And I think I like it too. And I think she, is just real smart and like is wigging out and then it's like, oh, okay, I guess I have to kill everybody.
You mess with the wrong person movies. I do love
Agreed.
that.
Agreed. Like where somebody's so unsuspecting and then it turns out that no, you can't kill him. And then I would say The Shining is probably up there. It is a little bit supernatural, but just super good. And actually, I would probably, only because of how much it scares me and how uncomfortable it makes me and how much I love to hate it, would say probably The Strangers would be up there too. Wow. I mean, it just is like, it is so scary to me. And very few things, I am not a person who is timid. I'm not a timid person. I'm not a fearful person. I think of myself as somebody who's confident. I move through the world. It's hard to scare me. This movie makes me like want to stay inside for the rest of my life. Like, what are we doing just out there in the world?
So because you have this much attachment to it and you haven't seen it all, I almost want to say don't watch the rest because it might take away something from it.
Well,
yeah.
I don't think anybody has to worry about that because I have no intention of ever watching this movie again.
All right, let's get into some of the particulars of the movie before we go into the scene by scene. So the movie tagline, lock the door, pretend you're safe. Beautiful. I think is the one that was on the poster. And then,
it wasn't.
Oh, well, what was it? Yeah.
I pulled it up.
What was it?
It is, we tell ourselves there's nothing to fear, but sometimes we're wrong.
I feel like lock the door.
That was FDR, wasn't it? No, that wasn't it.
I mean, the taglines that show up on the movie posters are never the best ones that we see.
Right.
There's always some better ones.
Because you were home.
That's a quote in the movie, which is a super scary quote.
Super stressful.
Yeah. Super stressful. So, what were you guys doing in 2008? Mary and I were dating. Mm-hmm. What were you guys doing?
And smoking cigarettes.
I definitely watched this one in the theater. So I was, I think taking a day or something to go watch a movie. Definitely did not like it the first time I watched it. I walked out mad, looking for anybody that I could find to talk about how mad I was for this one. I was like
The Descent? I was?
No. That's different. This one, I wanted to find another person and be like, weren't those people so stupid? Like, that was my biggest takeaway was there's no chance they made every bad decision they could in this movie. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, there's a lot.
Upon rewatch, it's still not one of my favorite movies, but I thought it was pretty effective with setting the tone.
It was respectable.
Still mad. I think what I did was I realized that's why I don't like the movie. There's zero joy in this movie. Zero joy.
Zero.
The characters are in the shittiest situation. They just had this very draining experience at a wedding, right? So there's not one single moment where they're just like having fun or making jokes. It's just
show up miserable.
Joy-free movie right here.
All the way through.
And then I think Mike told me to look up The Stranger on Urban Dictionary, didn't you?
No. I didn't need to look it up. I can demonstrate it for you.
No,
There's the stranger, then there's the strangers.
No. So 2008, I was just moving back to, I'd just been back in Maryland after my tour duty in the Coast Guard for a little bit. And so that was my 2008. And I don't remember seeing this in the theater, but I remember renting it or streaming it, one of those two things. And same thing as Justin. On first watch, I was like all amped up for this movie just because of the poster. It's creepy.
Yeah.
And the three strangers with the masks. I'm like, this looks super scary. Can't wait. And I just wasn't. And I remember the movie, like it starts off on a down note, on a downer, and then it just gets kind of worse and worse.
Yeah.
And then when the strangers come, it's like, okay, the momentum's building up, and then it's like the momentum comes to a screeching halt, like 40 minutes in. I'm like,
Yep.
what are we doing?
Right.
Are we going to kill somebody? Are we going to, like, we're just, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And it just, I just didn't like it. It wasn't my cup of tea. And, but that's what this podcast is all about, is like somebody gets to pick the movie, whether we all like it or not. And upon rewatch, I still felt a little bit of the same feelings, but then for this podcast and you're doing prep, you're reading what some other people think about the movie. And there were some things I didn't think of that other people liked. And then, this movie falls right in the middle. I think it's a 50% Rotten Tomatoes, a 48% fan score, something like that, which is basically from the reviews I read, it was half positive, half negative. And that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, it's not my favorite, but it's not bad either.
The thing I'll say about the sort of like the momentum coming to a stop, I think for me, that's part of the horror of it, is like, Jesus Christ, we're never going to fucking get through this. Like, you guys curse on the podcast. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it is explicit.
There's a swear jar.
Fuck yeah.
Add money to the swear jar.
But like that whole thing of like, oh my God, bad things keep happening, but it's not even necessarily the people that are causing them. Like, there are things that happen outside of the people stalking them that you're like, what does this have to happen? Like, what are we doing? And so, like, let's just get to it. And I think that for me is part of the scare factor, I guess.
Yeah. I think one of the things that about this movie that gives it such a low, like a popcorn, is because it has a perfect setup for one of those, the good guys win, and at the end they're standing over their dead bodies or dying bodies, and they kick their masks off.
Maybe
and then
somebody
shits on them or something like that. But it doesn't come. It doesn't happen.
But also
and it's
it
like,
should
God
have.
damn.
So there's a good twist when you think somebody is coming that could possibly save the day, and then we'll get into it the scene by scene.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Dennis.
But Mike,
No, Dennis from Always Sunny.
Yeah, I just know him as Dennis.
So,
we're gonna call him Dennis.
Before we get into like the scene by scenes and the money,
We got
do you
more
wanna...
stuff.
Oh, okay. You got other stuff?
Yeah.
I'll throw out what I did like. The things that worked well were some of the elements of control that we think we have that they took away one by one. The door's locked, they can't get in. They took that away. You've got your cell phone, you can always call for help. They took that away. You've got your car, you can always drive away. Take it away. And then lastly, you've got a gun, right? So it's like all these things that you think keep you safe, they do a good job of stripping away. So.
Or the characters do a good job of screwing every single one of those things.
But I mean, the writer-director helps them out. I mean, because we'll get into it. Anyway, so speaking of the writer-director, Bryan Bertino. So he wrote and directed The Strangers. He also directed Vicious, The Dark and the Wicked, which I haven't seen yet, The Monster, Mockingbird, and he wrote a couple of the other Strangers, The Strangers, Pray at Night, Strangers, there was a short, and then Strangers Chapter 1.
Yeah, the two newest ones I think he's credited as like characters by.
Yeah. He just gets residual money on those.
Right.
Yeah, he wrote and directed Strangers, Mockingbird, The Monster, and Dark and the Wicked, I think.
Yeah.
Never seen any of those. You guys?
I'm going to watch Vicious, but he didn't write that one.
Dark and the Wicked, I've been wanting to see that, but I have not.
Yeah.
It's been out for a few
I haven't
years
seen
now.
any of his other movies, but it looks like from reading their synopsises, they're all kind of small cast, one location, take place in one day or night, which, it might be his style, I guess, where, some directors do big things, lots of set pieces, lots of big city stuff, lots of big cast members, and this one is like, you know, the budget stays small when you're in one place with 3, 4, 5 people, and that's it.
Right.
And you're in one place for one day, the costume budget, all that stuff stays low. There's good movies like this. You know, it's a good lane to be in. I like some of these that take place all in one day.
Yeah.
We did talk about that when we were watching for the podcast. I think it cost $9 million to make because there were a total of 7 people in the movie. Mm-hmm. And, you know...
Liv Tyler cost $8 million.
Right?
Yeah, 8.5.
Worth every penny.
Okay.
I do want to throw one note on the director. I think he might have been part of the weak spot on this one. I feel like some of the line delivery and stuff he could have cleaned up. Also, some of the editing could have been fine, and I think the deliberate choice not to show their faces was, I don't know, it felt a little hacky.
That was tough for me because I go back and forth on the not showing the faces, because I kind of feel like he's got them in masks the whole time, which makes them creepier and scarier.
Those are creepy masks, man.
Yeah,
and
they
then
are.
when they take them off, you don't see it, so you don't get that, oh, this is just people. I'm still stuck in, these are other things.
These are monsters, yeah.
These are just killers, but they get to see their faces, and you see their faces seeing their faces.
Right.
And it doesn't really bring any kind of relief or extra horror, which in itself kind of makes it scarier.
Right. To them, they knew that was some bad shit was going to happen once they took the mask off.
Like, they can't say, well, I never saw your faces. You guys could just leave and we'll never know.
Also, I think the masks lend like a supernatural quality to it. Like, it does make them not human, which I think in some ways is scarier, right? And I think that's how they get away with some of the stupid decisions that they make, is like that you kind of they're not people,
they're
right? They're supernatural, and so they sort of
we pretty much think they're human because Dollface knocks on the door at one point as herself without the mask, and just is like,
was she
looking for Tamara,
the light bulb?
Yeah, like, you know, so she shows her face before anyone else does.
But it's still dark, so we don't see.
So lead characters or the actors, and I assume Scott Speedman is the lead.
Yep.
Scott, and
even though Liv
Scott
probably
Kristen,
gets more money and more screen
They're
time.
co-leads,
and she lives.
So I know this guy from like the Underworld movies. He was the vampire werewolf hybrid.
Michael Corbin.
I forgot about those movies.
Yeah.
Michael Corbinus.
Right. But he was also in Dead Silence. He was in Felicity, which I never watched. He must have been a minor character. Yeah. The Monster, and like he's on Grey's right now.
So I literally in a show called Teacup he did for Peacock recently, but
Peacock
for Peacock.
Is that like a Temu streaming service?
Peacock.
I'm sorry, is it Ham?
Yes, Ham. So I actually Googled the words, "What happened to Scott Speedman's career?" Today on my phone. And it said he intentionally took a casual route to this. He didn't want to be typecast as the underworld type character. He didn't want to appear in all these kind of faceless horror movie kind of things. He actually wanted to take lesser roles and enjoy the acting more. And there were some family decisions that went into it. So I thought he would have been huge after the underworld, but now we know why.
Yeah, I feel like he was doing leading stuff like this and then was not. And I mean, he's handsome, so he could be a leading guy like some of the other big names out there. Felt like he kind of, if I was going to compare him to somebody, like a Dermot Mulroney type, where he did some leading stuff, but most of his career after that was like all supporting cast, or all like, you know, in a series for like 3 seasons out of 8 or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of where
I think he could have had a lot more money. Is what I'm saying, though.
He's on Grey's Anatomy. I'm sure they still makes money.
Probably.
Yeah.
He probably does okay. I don't think we need to worry about him.
No, he was good.
Do we have a GoFundMe for?
Maybe we should start one. So then we have Liv Tyler, which I mean, we could go on.
Never heard of her. Is she?
Her backstory is just
heroin.
Just crazy. Like, daughter of Steven Tyler, Aerosmith lead singer, that she didn't know she was his daughter until she was like in her teen years.
Saw a picture of him.
Yeah. Thought it was some other guy was her dad for the. It was fucking crazy.
Todd Rundgren, another rock star.
Yeah.
And Steven Tyler and Todd Rundgren are like they get along.
I bet they do.
Well, yeah, because Steven Tyler was kind of absent as a rock star, deep into drugs and alcohol when Liv was born. And so Liv's mom was a Playboy model in the 70s and got around. She dated everyone from David Bowie to Jimmy Page to Steven Tyler to Todd Rundgren to a lot of big names.
He's put names in a hat.
Yeah, that's kind of like who she was.
Good for her.
And so
sex positive.
So she was with Todd Rundgren for a long time, and in the middle there, guy was Steven Tyler. Liv was born.
Who's Todd Rundgren?
Was Utopia one of the bands he was in? He did a lot of solo stuff. He's got like 25 solo albums.
That's a lot of albums.
But was also in a band called Utopia, I think, for a few albums, and he's in the Hall of Fame. But
So I will say that
he's not Jimmy Page, but he's in the Hall of Fame.
when I was in junior high, the Liv Tyler, Alicia Silverstone videos dropped. And my girlfriends and I thought they were the fucking coolest. Like, we loved them. Were probably inspired by their bad behavior. Wanted to be them. And that was my introduction to Liv Tyler was those videos. And
Well, I think that was where she got her start.
Yeah.
That was the first thing she did was those videos.
Yeah,
and then she did Empire Records, That Thing You Do.
that was a great movie, too.
Inventing the Abbots, U-Turn, Armageddon.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, all the Lord of the Rings movies.
Never seen him.
Never heard of
Yeah, Incredible Hulk.
I'm not even joking when I say never seen him.
Oh, wow.
Never.
I'm breaking
seen
up with you, too.
Never will.
It's just you and me now, Justin.
There's only one return, and it's not of the king; it's of the Jedi.
Wow.
Settle down over there.
Clerks 2.
Settle down, clerk. Yeah,
What
settle
about
down.
3 movies of people walk into a fucking volcano? No thanks.
It was a long walk.
You know what? They could have taken those birds.
You should have taken the birds.
Let's not even get started on the Eagles. They're Eagles, not birds.
What about Return of the Mac?
Return of the
Okay, so then we got Dennis, of course.
Oh, God.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Great character. He was in The Hunt, which I'm going to claim. You guys can do The Hunt if you want to, but it's going to get done on this. Serenity, I never watched that, so I don't know.
Never heard of it.
Which one? The
Serenity?
Serenity is in like the Firefly movie?
Yeah, I thought that's what it was, what they were talking about.
I don't remember him in that.
I don't either, because I only saw it once. I didn't think it was all that great.
You're going to eliminate your one lasting relationship.
Okay, then we got the bad guys. Dollface was Gemma Ward. IMDb didn't do a lot. I don't even know.
Well,
she kind of looks like...
She really wasn't required to do a lot of acting here.
Oh, gosh, she looks like that one actor. What's her name? I can't remember. Man in the Mask, Kip Weeks.
Nope.
Unheard of.
Did he even get paid for this one? He didn't have any speaking in it.
for
I think
free.
they put him in those masks
Do you even
and
get a
didn't
SAG
show their
card for
face.
this?
I don't know.
So they were going to be
Technically an
easily
extra?
replaceable if they wanted to do a sequel or something. Pinup Girl was Laura Margolis. Unknown.
Same.
Right. And there were only 11 cast members listed. That wedding scene is like is the only place where you
Yeah.
really see a group.
You got the 2
But
boys.
you don't see...
You got the 2 boys.
Yeah.
I didn't even write their names
See,
down.
you got the 2 boys, you got the 3 strangers, you got Liv and Scott, and
Dennis.
you got Dennis and Mike, and you got, that's 8. So 3 other people from the wedding.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so the movie was made. Meredith got the budget. It was $9 million. Made $82 million worldwide, which is a
Solid.
good
Investment. Solid investment.
The first week, opening weekend, it made a quarter of that. Like right out of the gate, and then I guess it just kind of like petered off.
I do remember word of mouth was really strong around this movie because I
the
can
trailers
remember
are really good.
I can remember listening to the radio like morning drive when I used to commute over to, I think it was over in St. Charles at this point, and I can remember them having a whole segment on the strangers, and one of the interns had gone to see it, and she was like, it was horrifying, it was horrible, and I was like, yeah, we should go see that.
Mistake.
Stupid.
You've grown up since then.
That's right.
Right. Other movies that came out this summer, it was a good lineup. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, another very quotable one that Mary and I watch
One of
all
my
the time.
faves.
The Dark Knight, Iron Man, Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Wall-E, Kung Fu Panda, Mamma Mia, Justin's favorite. One of his favorite movies of all time.
Didn't know
Likes
you
to
were not
sing
a
along
fan.
with it.
Not a fan of the
Oh.
Mamma Mia.
Okay, awards. It got like 15 nominations. not like Oscars
All
or
the
Golden Globes,
Yeah.
all the other like the
Saturn Awards, the
Chainsaw,
Scream Awards, all that
Fangora. It won Scream Awards, Best Horror Actress, Liv Tyler. So it did actually bring home the gold a little bit that year. Okay. One of the questions we always hit on, what was the best kill?
Dennis.
Well, you want to go through the scenes first?
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's only
We hit that.
two.
We hit that.
I think we
No, we
do it
haven't.
after. in the
Yeah, we do.
recap?
Yeah, we'll do the movie and then we'll do our best kill after we recap.
What
I know what it's
about?
going to be though.
You know what? I think I did get this out of order. Okay, we'll do the movie, and then we'll hit this second part. God. Beginners. Okay, so we start
I think
off.
Mary's making you nervous.
It's the 911 call. There's blood everywhere.
blood everywhere,
Do you need
there's
help?
bodies.
Where are you? I don't know.
Before we get to that, what about the opening credits? They try to be like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This story is inspired by true events.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that was
There's
bullshit.
1.4
Why doesn't
million
they-
home
why don't they,
invasions
like,
every day in
Should we talk
America.
about that now or after?
In a
The
post.
inspiration, or do we
in
want
a-
to talk about it later?
Well, I'll hit that on the trivia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this though.
His
in a,
inspiration.
In a
Yeah.
post Blair Witch Project world, you can't. Nobody's
harder.
falling for that anymore.
No.
Right.
Based on a true story. Like, if you ever heard about it in the news, it's not based on a
Right.
true story. It's
Did
not.
it say inspired?
It said
by-
inspired
Said
by,
inspired by.
but they might as well say this story is completely fictional.
Some small part of the events that happened in this movie
Some
happened
people
to
own
the
a
director.
vacation home.
Right.
Right. He owns a vacation home.
Somewhere in the
This was
multiverse.
inspired by that. So
There's a lady
technically-
that turned down a wedding proposal once upon a time.
Right.
Yeah, if we're going by scene by
Guy
scene,
ate
I do
ice
have
cream and didn't know how to load a shotgun.
That ice cream looked delicious, by the
And
way.
when he
did that
does that
one.
first swirl, I was like, "That's art, man. That's exactly the way I'm going to eat ice cream for the rest of my life." Okay, opening scene.
Yep.
The 911 call. Kids on the phone. Blood everywhere. Come, we need help. Blah blah blah. And then it cuts to they're sitting at the stoplight.
Stoplight, yeah, right.
And
Something happened.
in the first 2 seconds, something's happened.
Right.
She's crying. He's looking down, like, I don't know, sad, embarrassed, pissed off. You don't know exactly what's going on, but we know something's going on.
Something happened. Yeah.
Right. So then we move from the stoplight.
Also, I feel like it was pretty obvious from the beginning that they, at least to a woman, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but as soon as I saw their clothes, I was like, oh, they just came from a wedding.
Right. Yeah.
Like, as soon as I saw
They
her
left
dress.
something formal for sure.
No, it was a wedding. That was a very
That was a wedding.
I
specific
didn't think
bridesmaid
wedding,
dress. Yes.
but
Definitely a wedding.
Something.
Okay.
Okay.
Not their wedding because she's not in a wedding
Right.
No,
dress.
and he's
She
not
looked like a
wearing bow
bridesmaid.
tie.
Yeah. She definitely looked like a bridesmaid.
So the light turns green. They take off. They arrive at the house. She stops out on the porch and lights up, has a cigarette. He gets the mail.
3
and-
seconds on this. This is where on rewatch, I was like, the director could have done some stuff. She looks like she got hit or something. She looks scared of him. Like, looks like when the door closes, she jumps out of her seat. She's standing in at the doorway, like,
Well, I think-
hesitant about going in. Like, the look on her face to me said they got in a worse fight than I think they did.
No, I think it was that bad. I just think it was, I don't think it was physical, but I think that she was, look, I have been in the situation that she was in this movie. Not that like we went to a vacation
Strangers?
house, but definitely have been proposed to and been like, oh, no. And it's real bad. Like, you feel real bad. You're real concerned about the other person's mental health, because that's a big deal to ask somebody that.
Sure.
Can I just want to do a PSA for the listeners here.
We don't do
If
that on this
you would like to marry someone, asking them in the parking lot at someone
show. Of a
else's wedding
yeah.
is
Yep.
100% a terrible idea. Two things: parking lot, someone else's wedding, especially when you have like a whole you have a whole setup. What are we doing in the parking lot, sir?
I
Yeah,
have
but
it in my notes.
It's rude to get proposed at another wedding.
yes,
too, right?
it's
I have it in my
completely
notes.
inappropriate.
If I've learned only 2 things from Reddit, it is you don't wear white to a wedding unless you're the bride, or shit's gonna go down.
And?
And if you try to propose at somebody else's wedding, that's bad form.
Everyone will hate
People will come at you.
Well, I think that's why he took her to the parking lot, but that's not better, bro. That's not better.
He literally took her.
Yes.
He carried her.
First of all,
Mary's like, why is he carrying her?
First of all, she was obviously enjoying whatever conversation she was having.
She was cracking up. I didn't hear the joke that
She's
made her laugh.
having a good time. Well, they would have had to pay another actor for that.
Yeah, right, that's true. Number 11.
You get your SAG card if you have lines.
Right. Anyway, sorry for the side.
No,
I'm just
that's
saying,
what we do.
I will point out, I had several thoughts while watching this movie as to, that's why she didn't want to marry you, dude. That right there is why she didn't want to marry you. And I'll point those out as we go. You're welcome.
That is what was going on last night. We were watching it, and it was several times. It was like, that's why she said no. That right there, mister.
Liv, her character at least seems like she could have been like, hey, let's talk about this later.
Right.
I'm not just ready. And it wouldn't have spiraled into this thing. Let's enjoy our road trip together. But I mean, I still think he flew off the handle that they just didn't show it.
I don't disagree with you. And I also don't think
she looks like a powder, though, not a screamer.
But it's also possible that she did say that and he just still took it real hard. Right?
Yeah. We know it was a no.
Mm-hmm. Or at least a not right now.
Right.
Which is a no.
Or I'm in love with.
Okay, so smoking is still cool in this movie. At this time,
worth dying for.
Smoking is still cool.
I was still doing 2 packs a day.
We would have had one less death.
2. Well,
if he had taken his time. Anyway,
maybe 2.
So they pull up the house. They all get out. He slams the door. Blah blah blah. She smokes. They go in, and there's rose petals and candles, and I mean, it's just like another. That dagger just goes a little bit further in.
The one sweet scene was when they both laughed about not knowing when the rose petals went into the bath.
I thought that was incredibly stupid.
One sweet scene. It was stupid.
I don't know if it goes in before.
But they kind of chuckled about it.
They did kind of chuckle about it.
So
she's like, I don't know either.
So he's out there getting his ice cream. She goes to take a bath. Did you guys notice how brown the water was?
Oh, gosh.
Like, y'all couldn't take that scene. Like, run the water for 5 minutes. Whatever pizza boy that goes gets food for everybody.
That was disgusting water.
Okay. First of all,
that bothered me.
I'm going to say this about the house. The house is part of the scare to me because it's so banal, and I think that the brown water is part of that. And it sounds crazy, but I do feel like if you have an older lake house and you go out to it and you don't go to it frequently, and the water's sitting in the pipes, you're probably gonna have to run it for a while before it comes clear. Right. I just seem like very
so there's your answer.
Authentic.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Check the water before you put the rose petal.
Shit water comes out.
Right. That's correct.
So James calls Mike. And in the times I watched this before, I didn't catch it. And that's why Mike shows up later. He's like, yeah, I know you're drinking. You're probably drunk. I need you to come get me. We can't drive together or whatever this road trip thing is.
Yeah.
Also, everybody claims to be drunk in this movie. None of them act drunk.
Sober.
Not a single person in this movie seems like they've been drinking at all.
Adrenaline, Mary.
Wow.
Get yourself.
Well, I'm sure after the failed proposal, James and Kristen sobered up real fast.
Well, no, she had a beer and stuff while she was standing there. And I think she had another drink and
drank some champagne and beer.
They didn't act drunk, but you kind of get the feeling that they're supposed to be acting drunk, especially when they start, taking pulls straight out of the champagne bottle.
Well, they were going to get it on.
Getting the...
Well, don't jump ahead. Don't jump ahead.
No.
So
he gets the ice cream out and just eats it out of the carton. Like, that's drunk people shit.
That is drunk people.
It's also fat people shit, but they're not fat, so they have
sad
to be drunk.
people shit too. You can throw that in there.
Yeah.
Or fat.
So then we jump back to the party, and that's when we're talking about where she was sitting there listening to people being funny, and he comes up all serious face. He's going to do something.
He touches her face.
Takes her out. Oh yeah.
And she leans into it like a cat. I was like, okay, that person's going to marry you. That's a face that says she's going to
say yes, but. We find out that indeed she does not say yes, she says no. And that's in my notes where I had to talk about Reddit and about weddings and shit like that.
But also, if I'm enjoying a conversation, just let me enjoy my conversation. Why do you got to make it about you, dude? If he does that kind of stuff all the time, no wonder she said no. And you have never one time picked me up and carried me anywhere. Who does that?
After the pod, you can
No, I am not interested in that.
Sounded like
Some people like to be picked up. I don't know.
Carried around.
So
Parking lot.
They do the flashback scene. He's drowning himself in ice cream sorrows. They do a little talking, and blah 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 is embarrassing. Blah blah blah. I'm not ready. So they never show her saying no, but we know that.
Yeah, he tells her to take the ring. He's like, I can't return her. Just return it.
Which is kind of a weird.
Why can't you return
it was uncomfortable to watch.
Just return it.
Also, you're probably going to get married someday. Maybe just hang on to it. See what happens.
No, if you get turned down.
Doesn't that taint the engagement
very
ring?
practical. I'm a very practical person.
I would expect these guys to be like, well, yeah, just save it for the next one.
I don't know. I'm pretty practical.
That's, so they're, they were about to get it on.
Yeah, why? This was the first part where I was like, what are they doing? Why are they doing this?
It was her only
if I get turned down
for comfort
in a proposal, I'm not gonna be like, well, let's just have
breakup.
No, I'm like,
so you don't get that often.
I'm just like, no, get out of here.
She's just trying to throw him a bone.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Literally.
He's trying to give her the bone.
Yeah, he's throwing her.
Literally.
All right, that's a different podcast. That's
But
the one
no,
we
I was
record
I did
on
not
Saturdays.
understand that logic whatsoever.
Right.
Well, so they're about.
Neither did Dollface.
It's about to pop off, and we hear the knock at the door. They look at the clock. It's 4:05 a.m. It's like 4 a.m. They go to the door. The light's out. He tries to turn the light on, and she's like, "Is Tamara here?" I mean, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, that late at night.
First of all, why are you opening the door at 4:05 a.m.? If I don't open our door if someone knocks on it at 1 p.m., I'm not.
So,
it's Amazon. Later.
Trying to catch me riding dirty.
The reason that she was the one who knocked on the door. She was kind of disarming. She was kind of smaller and a meeker voice kind of thing. No,
But they don't even have a peephole. They don't know that.
But I think he looks quickly, sees that it's a smaller.
No, she's a woman.
Was she fully grown?
Yeah. I always thought there was a kid too.
Girl.
There is no
Opens
kid.
the door when no threat, basically, is what he thought, right?
Yeah.
So I'm with Mary, though.
Real dumb.
You shout through the door.
Yeah.
So creepy lady
I've got a gun.
Or don't.
goes
Just
away.
be like, I guess they'll go away.
So I'm going to get to that. I don't think that not answering the door was an option. I think they knew they were both in there, and I think she would have knocked as long as needed.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are probably right about that.
I thought about that. I was like, could they have made that decision? I don't think so.
Also, I think the sounds are the scariest part of this movie. One of the scariest parts of this movie is the sounds. They use sound in this movie very effectively.
Yeah,
you can't
I
tell
hate
what's
the
coming from
soundtrack,
inside and what's coming from outside. It's
Yeah. Okay, so lives out of cigarettes.
Tough shit.
Yeah, you just broke my heart. Go GFY.
I don't get you cigarettes anymore.
Right.
That's your boyfriend's job.
The cigarette fairy.
Right.
Maybe your fiance can get you cigarettes.
Get you some cigarettes.
But he's like, okay, I'll get
Mike's
you
coming to
cigarettes.
pick him up. He's going to give her the car. Here, you go get your fucking cigarettes.
Right.
Mike will be here picking me up in 3 hours.
As a smoker, I will also say, if I'm out of cigarettes, I'm coming with you to get cigarettes because I'm going to the nearest cigarette. I need a cigarette.
Right.
Light
You're
it
going
up
to
as soon
crank
as you
it
get
up.
it.
on
I
the
will
way
be like,
back.
hand me those cigarettes so I can light one up, please. Yes.
And that was a
'Cause
very quick cigarette run.
And you're going to need to borrow a lighter from someone
he didn't
else.
get there. She called him halfway. I don't think he got there.
No.
Yeah, she called him. He turned around.
Definitely.
She called him, but
I thought he was on his way home. I thought they had
I
cigarettes
didn't
for
really
the rest of the movie.
pick up on if he got them already
Oh, no,
or
I
if
think
he was just on his way back.
I guess
or on his
he
way
didn't
there.
He didn't come in with like.
I don't think there was
a
any
bunch
more
of, like,
smoking in later in
kettle
the
baked
movie.
chips and shit. Like he didn't
So she
come
had that
in-
one cigarette left when he was gone.
Yeah, that could have.
Oh, yeah. He did. She did.
So she's
She
smoking.
gets into some comfy clothes.
Take the half smoking one off the porch.
Well, I feel like she didn't get in the comfy clothes until she got scared, but I might be wrong about that.
She got back
took a
into
bath.
the gown.
Oh, which comfy clothes are you?
Because she said she put the gown back on because she felt pretty and made her feel pretty.
But yeah.
It was the
soon as
gown
shit
that she
started going
wore.
down when he was away.
Right.
She's like, this is
when
flannel
she's like,
wear
jeans.
situation.
So
I
she's
thought that was before the scare because she's standing there in the kitchen and then you see him, the masked man, emerge in the back.
Yeah, so
That's
he wasn't.
Maybe you're right.
Because she
Okay.
was still rather calm on the phone. If she had
plugged her phone in.
I think when she freaked out was when she went to get her cell phone
Then
and
she
it was
plugged
gone.
it in. Yeah, because
She
she kind of
plugged her
crawled
phone
over.
in and she was in her comfy clothes.
Okay, so what I got
She's standing in the kitchen.
is there's a knock. Then before she can go there, the smoke starts coming inside from like they didn't open the flue or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
And then the smoke alarm starts going off. She gets it off the ceiling, and then there's more knocking at the door.
I felt like the bad
Mary's
guys closed that flue.
I think so too. I think
Maybe stuff something up
had
in
a
the
good
top.
point with the sound, the smoke alarm added to the terror on this one. It's just
It's just so
much.
stressful.
It's such a
Was
rattling
the
sound.
record skipping too at this point?
Oh yeah, but those smoke alarms, that like, those are meant to get you out of sleep or whatever, right? It's like,
Yeah.
And
So
that's the giveaway that she realizes somebody then is in the house because she sees
when they put the
Well,
smoke alarm on the chair.
not
Yeah.
yet. So she leaves a smoke detector. It's on the floor. She goes over to grabs her cell phone. It's dead.
it's in the fire.
She goes over and plugs it into charge.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Then she gets on the landline,
And call 10.
which we would all be fucked
Yeah, nobody's got those
if our
anymore.
phones were dead or had no reception.
Well, we have neighbors.
Then, while she's on the phone with James, that's when she gets into her action clothes. Okay, so she calls James on the landline, and she's talking to him while he's out, either going to get the cigarettes, turns around, comes back, or he's on his way back, and then the line goes dead. And we just assume
hung
that
up.
the killers... No, the killers cut the line.
Yes.
I mean,
That's what I got.
in her head, she didn't look like, oh shit, they cut the line. It looked like, well, maybe we got cut off.
Yeah, she thinks, they got cut off for whatever. So where am I at? So she is in the kitchen in her action clothes, smoking, drinking water, and
That's when we see the
this
stranger,
is the first
the masked man.
This is the first crack in Mary's soul.
That's right. That's when I
The
went to
dude in
smoke
the
a
mask shows up and he's behind her and he comes in very
mask,
effectively and he's just standing there and it is
cigarette. Forever. He stands there for fucking ever.
really effectively scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And then she, finishes the water. She turns around, leans against the sink, and he's gone.
Yep.
A couple seconds go by, and then we hear an inside door
An inside
shut.
thump.
When
Yeah.
he's gone, which makes you think he went wherever he got in. He went through the window or whatever. He went back in that room, shut the door. Like these people aren't there to just kill them. Because when they answer the door the first time, all three of them could have bum rushed in,
Yeah.
got him. Stabbed them, killed them. It would have all been over.
Which is another component of like why it's so horrible.
Why it's so fucking scary because these people are just fucking with him, and he closed that door and made it loud on purpose, right? So she's freaked out,
At the same time.
and this is the part where I would have been like James would have been coming back, and he'd have seen me running towards him on the road. I would not have
out the door.
Fucked up shit's going on. People banging, knocking,
So
smoke in the house.
She grabs the
answered
kitchen
that.
knife.
They did answer that by, at the same time, that front door starts to open a crack, right? Mm-hmm. She sees it open. She runs over there, sees Dollface there
Right.
blocking that exit.
Yep.
So,
Super stressful.
super stressful.
Yeah. So there's all kind of
Now she realizes it's like an invasion.
Like something's happening that's really
And
bad.
then
that's
she
when
grabs
she
the
sees the
kitchen
smoke
knife.
detectors on the chair. Her phone's gone.
Her phone is in
They're
the
in the
fire.
house.
I think whenever her phone was gone was the first time that I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
I do think the phone in the fire thing is a clever way to disarm someone of their phone in these movies. All the time, it's like they need their phone, they pull it out, oh, it's dead. I like that they threw it in the fire. It's clever.
It was charging, but now it's not an
Gone.
It's just it's a crutch that is used way too much.
It
in
is,
movies.
'cause
they
my
need to
phone
find
is
a
never
better
to, or else every
way.
movie they just call 911 and whatever.
Right, the
But-
phone's dead or they're out. There's no service.
but
right.
it's nice that they found a different way to disarm them from their phone. Like the
Right.
bad guy actually took it and threw it in the fire.
When were cell phones like in everybody's pocket?
Definitely by now. This was
definitely
2008.
by 2000.
90s, late 90s?
all those
No,
flip
no, 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 no,
phones.
no.
Early 2000s.
Probably 2000.
Late 90s when they were
Okay. So like
around, but
this
not
is set in
everybody.
2005, so these people both are prepared.
Yeah. So she grabs a knife. Go
Also,
ahead.
I'm a cop caller. Like, I can't even tell you how many
You're not
times
gonna
I've
call James first?
I've called 911 many, many times in my life.
How
And
many times?
A lot of times. Well, first of all, I work with
10
people
or
who
less?
have,
Oh, that's okay. Right,
you know,
right,
so,
right.
but also, like, if somebody's driving really erratically, I call 911. I'm like, look, this person's driving really erratically. I just
Snitches.
don't hesitate
Yeah,
to do
right.
that. And I feel like if at 4 a.m., if somebody's pounding on the door and then I have any other, I would not have called you. I've been like, hey, can you come back? I'm scared. No, I would have called the cops and been like, hey,
Yep.
can you come? I'm scared. And you're more effective than, don't even get me started on how ineffective James is as a human being in general.
So Liv's walking around with a
Put
knife.
Put
Go ahead.
myself into her head again. They're like, oh, it's a stupid girl knocking on the door again when she called James, right?
Stupid teenagers.
Right, it's just a stupid one. You need to
I
get back quick.
guess.
No, I know. I'm the same. I think the cops were the right call to make, but I think they did a decent job of being like, well, we shoot her away fine enough earlier.
Right.
And if the cops had showed up, it would have been like,
They would have
we didn't find
They
anything.
would have gaslighted her like James did.
Exactly. So she's
We're
got the
gonna talk about
knife. She's walking around. She hears the banging at the sliding glass. She hears it sounded like metal furniture, outdoor furniture being dragged across concrete. She goes up. She puts the knife, kind of looks a peek. It stops. She builds up her nerve, pulls the curtain back, and there's the fucking
Bagface.
mask guy. There's Baghead right
The
there.
masked man. Is
And
that
she
what they call him?
The
freaks
masked
out.
man. Is
Masked
how
man,
he's
yeah.
credited. Yep. Dollface and Pinocchio.
Then that's when she sees that the front door is open. She goes over, and then Dollface is there, blonde girl. She shuts the door, locks it. She's freaking out. There's nowhere to go. She runs back to the bedroom. She tries to get under. I'm not sure I
tries to get
understand
under
the
the bed.
purpose of that scene.
I mean, it's...
Are we fat shaming a possible murder victim because she couldn't get underneath the bed?
I think they were definitely showing she could not fit under there. That was her first option to go there, but I don't know if they were fat shaming her.
I don't
was
think
just kinda
so. I
weird.
think it's also one of those things where in this movie, one of the things that's so miserable about the whole thing is that everything that she tries, every time she goes to hide someone, it's like it doesn't work out.
That makes sense.
Like it just doesn't. It never works out. Nothing ever works out.
I think there's something like childish in a way of like, I need to feel safe. I need to get under the bed, under the covers. I think there's like a regression a little bit when you're terrified, right? But
also, that wasn't really the move. Like
no,
it's,
no.
that's not
there's
the
several
move.
moves, but I mean, it would have been harder to pull, especially if she barely fit under the bed. It would have been harder to get out of the bed. I'm just saying.
But then I just picture myself getting stabbed in the feet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fuck that.
Death by
That's
1,000
worse. I'd die first.
You're trapping yourself under there.
Yeah, getting stuck
Yeah.
somewhere as a survival strategy is
So
not.
the music is skipping.
Yeah.
She's in the room. She hears stuff. She doesn't know what's going on. And then James shows up.
Yeah.
And then it almost immediately starts.
Acting like she's
gaslighting her.
completely fucking
Shoot your
insane
hand, dummy.
for being terrified, even though she has a sliced open hand,
Right.
can't
Right.
find her phone, and he's
There's
like, "Your
nobody in the
phone's in your
house."
bag. Your phone's probably in your
Yeah,
bag."
I put
Fuck
it in
you,
your
James.
bag.
I know where my phone is.
And we talked about this last night. If I had showed up and Mary was in the room with a bloody hand and a knife, freaked out,
I'd have believed you.
I would have been like, hurry up, Mary. I would have been in the car being like, Mary, hurry up, hurry up. We're out of here. What are you waiting for? So,
It's
and
like
they kind of,
the Reese Witherspoon. You guys have heard her speech about when have you ever heard a woman turn to a man and be like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" That doesn't happen. But in these movies, it happens all the time where he's like, "Oh, it's probably just this," and she's like, "No, something's going on. What should we do?"
yep. So the gaslighting all over the house. He's giving the looks and sounds, and they're looking. He doesn't see anything, so of course there can't be anything wrong.
Should have just sent him
And then
outside
they're in
right
like
away.
the
You go outside and figure out what's
garage, and she climbs up and she looks out the window, and that girl's there, and he's like, "What?" And he climbs up and sees her. Like, why does he not instantly believe
like a ghost.
everything she said?
Right.
Instantly.
Nobody's in
But
the
I mean, he
house,
still is kind of like, whatever.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Did I miss something when I watched this? What happened to James's phone?
I was going to ask the same thing.
James's phone
Okay.
was in the car. They took it out, and while he was distracted, they took the battery off. And
So this happens right as they
I
see
missed
her.
that
She
too.
disappears. He's like, "I'm going to go out to the car and get my phone." So he goes out to the car, all the tires slashed. The
Phone's gone.
windshield is bashed out. He's looking for his phone and
touched on
goes
the
to start the car, and then like one of the people touch him on the back of the neck. He freaks out. He starts the car rolling back, realizes the tires are slashed. He stops, he gets out, and then the doll face is standing in the road. Somebody runs off in the woods.
So when he realized that she was not lying, that people were in the phone or in the house, was when he saw his phone on top of the piano with the battery taken out.
No, that's just after he comes back inside the house.
See, that's about the phone.
Right. Okay. So I did miss that part.
I missed that part
The tires
too.
were slashed on the car too?
Yes.
He kind of rolled it back a little bit.
Charlie's statement was, I have watched cops.
Yeah.
You can get away on rims. Like, you can.
Chasing people on the highway going 70 miles an hour on rims.
They rear-end them with the truck.
that's
and then
later.
made this.
Yeah, I think they could have got away at that point.
They tried, but then the truck smashed in.
So, where am I at? I was like, so he comes back in, finds his phone. Then we see her phone's in the fire. I don't think they saw the phone, that her phone was in the fire. They just couldn't find her phone because he was talking about, well, it's got to be in your bag. Let's go look in your bag. She's like, it's not in my bag. I plugged it in.
This guy.
This
is why she doesn't want to marry you.
This is why she said no. So he sees doll face, people running in the woods, goes back inside the house, finds his phone, which was obviously in the car, so they are in the house. And this is where Mary's soul takes another hit because she's like, oh my God, we can't. What are they doing? So then he starts looking for the gun.
Right.
And she's like, well, doesn't your dad have a gun? Doesn't your dad have a gun? He's like, I'm looking for it.
After they ram the car and give him, they run back in the house. That's what
They've had a gun.
We need a gun.
That's right.
The entire time, they've had not just a gun, a shotgun.
Shotgun, which he didn't know how to use.
You don't even have to know how to use a shotgun.
It wasn't put together.
You can't be an American.
He had to put the barrel on it to it. But yeah.
The only way that works is if this guy was Amish or Mennonite
Amish
or like
use guns.
some maybe some like super Christian right bringing where they didn't use guns.
I feel like the Christian right they're particularly fond of guns
because anybody could watch a movie and know how to load a shotgun. And turns out you just have to click it a bunch of times and none of your shells come out, but it's very effective and will charge you up.
Actually, they would expel the shell.
But then he has to find the
real
bullets.
Frustrating.
And then he doesn't know how to load it.
Right. And then she figures out how to
She's
load
like,
it.
didn't you say you went hunting? He's like, that's just something
I just made that bullshit up. I was just
That's why she doesn't want to marry you.
That's how I got you.
Right.
Because you're a liar.
So the fucking dude starts coming through the front door with the axe. They push the thing over there, and Liv's like, fuck this. I'll load this goddamn shotgun.
Tell you what, Speedman with the overhead chair throw, that was pretty good throw right there.
I was like, come on, what the fuck is he doing with that? What's he going to do? Like, he's not going to struggle loading the shotgun. He's just going to start throwing random furniture at the guy with the axe.
This is when it got real stressful. The other thing I'm going to say about it is the axe thing was completely unnecessary because they've been in the house already 15 times.
It was terror. It was a terror tactic.
It was like a here's Johnny type of moment there.
And then at this point, he's coming through the door with the axe. You can see his face in the hole, and he pulls up the gun, and somehow he completely misses him.
Sure.
But realistically,
he'd have some door in him at least.
People leave. People without guns confronted with people that do have guns, run.
Yes, realistically. Yes.
Realistically, if they don't have a shotgun and he does have a shotgun, their chances have just significantly diminished.
Yeah, and they do retreat because this is when Mike shows up.
Yes.
But we don't know if that's just part of their fucked up game. They're just going to let them shoot at the door for a while. Yeah, this is when Mike shows up. They go back. They go back in the room with the room with all the boxes, and they kind of like make a little barricade.
Their backs to the wall, basically.
And
that's the smartest thing you can do in a home invasion.
They're going to have to burn.
They should have stayed there until daylight.
Have a gun loaded, pointed at the doorway, back to your wall, so you know nothing's coming from behind you. You know that if they come in that doorway, that like you got to clear the shot before they do.
Okay.
And I'm going to be honest. Even after they shot Mike's face off, that was the move. Stay in the room.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Mike's a new barrier in the hallway that's going to slow anybody down.
The emotional toll is what they were going with here. But let's talk about Mike here real quick. He pulls up. He's on the phone. He gets his windshield broken immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
He's on the phone.
He doesn't call the cops.
Call somebody. The
Yeah.
door's wide open with axe damage to it.
Sure.
Call
And
cops.
He goes in the
creepy
side
ass
door.
stereo. No, he went in the front, didn't
No,
he?
he went in the side door.
I thought he went past.
No, he went in the
PA.
front.
He saw it and he goes, like, looked at it and saw it all fucked up and he goes around the side door.
I didn't catch that, but
I didn't catch that
call the
either.
damn cops, Mike. You just
Yeah, everybody in
and
this
announce
movie is
yourself more
stupid.
than once.
Yeah,
Right.
He's not like,
Hey,
yo,
James.
I'm here. Mike, it's Mike. You here, buddy?
And
And
this
he just
fucking
like
masked
creeps
dude.
around in this house that's
Right. He's
got
just walking
shit
slowly.
disheveled.
Axe dude, mask
there, he
dude,
would've
right
got
behind
axed.
him, waiting for him to turn around.
He was gonna get axed.
He was gonna get it.
He was gonna
But-
get axed a question.
Too late. He got his face blown off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets one of the
James
face.
couldn't wait a split second and be like, "Oh, it's Mike."
Oh, that murderer is wearing a tuxedo.
Yeah,
Maybe
Confirm your
They were-
target, folks.
they weren't
Confirm your
wearing-
target.
aiming head level is ballsy too.
Right. Center
Yeah.
mass.
I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, that's whenever he would. Never mind. I'm jumping ahead.
Okay, so
We're upset.
they have a little scene where, he's my best friend, my whole life, my best friend. She's a little, and he tries to stop her from looking. Like, what the fuck
Tackles
does that
her.
do? Like,
Freaking tackles
here, come
her.
look at this. This is how serious.
That's why she didn't want to marry you, because you tackle her.
That's her.
That's
That right there. sir.
another reason.
Another reason why she said
does not
no.
want to marry you.
So they get out into the living room. James is like, fuck it, I'm going on the offense. I got blood on me. I got a pocket full of shells.
Pocket full
Full
of
of shells.
Also, though, why would you lie about going hunting of all things?
That's an impressive girl.
That's
Yeah,
kind
but
of
I feel
weird.
like there's a lot
Have we
more
ever
impressive
talked about
things.
me going hunting
Yeah,
when
we
we were
have
dating?
a little bit, but it was like, oh, this is
Dude,
a thing.
it's-
It wasn't like,
That's
oh
what made
yeah,
you
this
marry him,
guy's
right?
a hunter.
That's
That
what got her.
That's so
That's what she said.
appealing.
just go MILF hunting to impress my guy friends. But
All right. That's the other podcast. He's on the attack. He's got the shotgun. He just killed his best friend. He's,
Tackled
done
his-
physically assaulted his girlfriend, not his fiance, because she wisely said no. And he's gone from 10
pissed.
seconds of warning,
Yeah.
which is, the minimum. And he's going to go out and I don't know what he's going to do.
He
Get the bad guys,
wants to
I
make a
guess.
call on the radio in the bar.
That's right. There's
he's going to go
there's
out
a
there.
radio.
That's right. That's why she knows the radio's out there. So he's going to go out there. He's going on the offensive, and
And they separate, which is stupid.
never separate.
Yeah,
just take her with. She can watch your back.
Also,
I mean, she's
How many times do we have to prove that the house is not a safe location?
not.
Right. And if you were like, maybe this is just the farm person in me. If you were like, I'm going to take this shotgun and I'm going to go. I'm going to leave you in this house where you've been fucked with the last 2.5 hours. That's a no-go for me. That's
you leave the gun, or I
right.
go with you.
That's right.
splitting up in a horror movie.
Right.
Actually, I'm the only one
Classic
who's
bad
knows how
idea.
to reload the gun, so maybe I should be the one shooting
You
the
can't
gun.
load the gun, remember?
Right.
Okay, so he gets to the point where he's in the trees doing rolls and shit.
He goes out.
What the world was that about?
He's like a roll into the tree.
Right.
Maybe he was drunk.
He's commando.
He was drunk.
He's
Mike.
initiated commando mode. He rolls over. He's prone position, looking at the barn, and then the
Not checking
pinup
around him at
one,
all.
The
Pinup
brunette
doll, right?
starts coming out, and he's
With
got
a
a beat on her.
flashlight.
He's going to take her out.
Like Scooby-Doo.
Flashlight right on him because she hears. I don't know what he did that she heard him.
Rolling around in the grass, probably.
And then running footsteps, turns around, boom, mask guy. And this
And
is
I'm out.
where Mary's soul went all the
Left.
way in half. And Mary's like, hey, we got to go. I can't watch the movie.
I will tell you, in the movie theater, I was near tears. I was trying so hard because also I can be a little macho, especially back then about these things. Like, especially we weren't married. We didn't have the twins. Like, it was a time whenever we still were, I think, trying to impress each other.
And you represented that you liked horror movies.
That's what I heard, actually.
I don't not like horror movies. I just like specific kinds of horror
Like
movies.
3 or
Don't
4
like
horror
being
movies.
scared.
3.5
And
horror movies.
This one, It was too much stress. I just could not do it. My nervous system could not take it. I was nearly in your lap. I was nearly in tears. I can remember the feeling of like, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to get through this. And I think I leaned over and I was like, I think we have to leave. Like, I don't think we can do this.
I mean, we're all joking around and stuff, but I mean, Jaws made people not want to get in the water. Movies like Friday the 13th, people are scared of going camping. Jason's in the woods.
Showers.
Like, home invasion movies, home is where you live.
Scary for
home is where you eat and sleep.
Also,
that takes the horror to another level, that it's a home invasion, because you are home all the time. You can choose not to go in the water. You can't choose to not be at home.
I also think that I know that you guys love hearing me talk about gender so much, but I also think that as a woman, so I had a situation whenever I was in college, my sophomore year in college. I had just moved in with a roommate. We didn't have screens on our windows. The landlord was planning to put them on, but had not done so yet. We had just moved in. My roommate was out hiking and I was a smoker and she was not. And so I was sitting on my bed and I was reading a book and I had my window open behind my head. And I was smoking a cigarette and I heard someone drop a 5-gallon bucket, which is a really distinct sound. And then I heard a little scritchy noise outside. And I turned my head and there was a hand inside my window. Like there was a hand holding onto the window ledge. Like somebody was trying to get in, which they were trying to get in my house. Like that is the scariest thing that has ever happened to me. And this movie is representative of everything that could have happened from that point, I think. And I think that most women have experiences like that where they have legitimately been in a dangerous situation and they did not know what was going to happen. And so I think that like sort of watching it all play out is also like, it's too much sometimes. Like you just can't, like, I can't be in this reality, even though I know it's not real.
That real situation would scare the shit out of anybody, myself included. I think, Justin and Charlie here too.
Well,
every man, woman, child, anybody would be scared.
I probably would have told
a
Sarah
hand comes in their window.
Yeah.
I would have told Sarah she didn't really see anything.
Right. And her phone's probably in her bag.
It's in the bag.
I will say the scariest part of that situation was they caught the guy who it was. And the next
He had a
day.
hook for a hand?
No, he did not.
Oh.
But the next day, he was able to tell them everything I had done since noon that day. The cop read to me everything I had done the day before from like noon until bedtime. And yeah, that really fucked me up.
Was it a lot of Angry Birds? Or what
No, it was like...
That was pretty Angry Birds.
Subject read a book on the porch and smoked 4 cigarettes. Subject went inside and made whatever I made for lunch. So like he was
frittata?
literally watching me through our windows the whole day.
Yikes, man. Now I feel bad for you.
But
shit.
he did not break the door with an axe. He did not have his face covered. And I was not dating anyone at the time who would have crawled into the woods like an idiot with a shotgun.
You should write and direct a movie inspired by these true events.
Right.
This is pretty much inspired by your story.
So I think this was maybe inspired by my story.
You should get some royalty checks.
Should
Right.
be.
So we tried to watch this, what was it, a few months ago? We tried to watch it again.
Yeah, because the kids were really interested. They were into horror now. Our kids are 14. And they were like, yeah, and they know the lore that like mom had to leave the movie theater because she was too scared. And I think they don't see me as that kind of person either.
No,
like they're like, oh, really? And so we tried to watch it again. Same fucking thing. As soon as that guy gets hit in the head, I'm like, I'm out. Nothing good can happen from here.
Right. And then last night prepping for the podcast, same thing, same spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's just too much.
I think you start to like play the odds in your head a little bit.
You do.
Too. You're starting to be like, okay, well, there are very limited scenarios in which this ends happily after that moment.
Right. And also, I think you come to the conclusion, like, they're not putting us through all this so that they can be heroes.
Right.
If they were going to be heroes, that would have happened already.
Ship has sailed.
Right.
So do you want to...
Should we tell Mary how the movie ends?
Do you want to stick
get
around
into
and hear
Act
how
3?
the movie ends?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So James got.
So, yeah.
We don't
Mike
know.
was James's father the whole time.
Right. He had a lightsaber.
He killed his father.
Right.
So we switch back to Liv. She's on the porch, kind of like
At this point,
I think she was like in the doorway.
She heard the gun go off.
gunshot.
Right.
So she's out on the porch, and we see like the masked guys in the house, and we kind of get the idea that like he knows where she is, and he's kind of creeping up on where she is, and then in the spirit of Mike, she takes off running, sprints in the dark through the woods, the little woody area.
Trips on a ravine.
To the barn.
On the way to the barn,
on the ravine.
sprains her ankle. So
Sprains
now
or breaks it or rips it off or something.
she's hobbled. I thought like a bear trap got her. She went down so hard. So now the sole survivor is classically disabled with a
So do
broken
we know
foot,
that
sprained
Mike is
ankle.
dead at this point?
No, we
okay.
don't.
Okay.
We don't know what happened to him. We just know the guy got him. So she I've seen some low crawling in my time. She does a pretty good job low crawling. There must have been like a military
Army crawl?
consultant on there letting her know how to do it. And what's her head is in the woods, right behind her, watching her. And again, they just reinforce, we're not here just to kill them.
Right.
We're here to enjoy taunting, torturing, killing these people. And she turns around, she's gone. Never knew she was there. So we know that somebody knows where she is and they're watching her. She gets to the barn. She knows about the radio because that's what Mike was going after. She gets out there just flipping stuff.
Plugging stuff in, turning knobs.
Somehow she
But
got it
also,
working.
I wouldn't know how to work
Same.
a radio in the garage.
Most of them are like, I would assume it would already be set up
To something. Like there's
to something, and there's just like an on-off switch.
But still, like it's you'd have to find who's on at that time, right? Not
Right.
everybody
4
listening
o'clock
to
in the
them.
morning?
Right.
Right.
5 o'clock in the morning?
Spoiler alert,
Nobody.
not many people
In the
are
middle of nowhere.
Right.
Unless it's shortwave and it gets to Australia, but that's not going to help. So she's whispering, help me.
Too soft.
And we're just waiting for somebody to show up and kill her or whatever. And then somebody
takes out the
comes back and was like, what did they say? Like,
oh, where are you?
Where are you?
Oh my God.
And then
False
before
hope.
she can answer, Dollface pops
Use
up
that axe.
and axes the
the
radio
radio.
and
I
just
love on the
sparks fly.
I love on the pegboard where there's like just the drawing of where the axe belongs on the pegboard. That's the best.
Oh no.
miss
so you know
that.
the pegboard is missing an axe.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I missed that.
Also, was there not anything else on the pegboard that she could have grabbed?
Oh, there was pitchforks.
wrenches.
There were plenty of things, but she was laser focused and she had a bum ankle. She
Tunnel
had a-
vision.
Right.
They weren't any good with a damn loaded shotgun.
That's
What
right.
makes you think they're
The
going to be
wrench
good with
is
like a
not
rake
gonna-
or a hoe
yeah.
or a sickle or something?
Oh, put your back against the wall and you're stabbing somebody.
I mean, I've just burnt, set everything on fire and run, and it'll confuse everybody in the fire and smoke. I don't know.
Right. So smashes up the shit.
Smashes the shit. She takes off, low crawling again, and there's this one scene. I'm like,
oh man,
isn't she like in the light? Isn't that barn light like right on
There's
her?
a floodlight
She's
above.
low crawling.
Right. She sees
She
one. She
crawls over
sees
to this
pinup
little
doll,
area
and she sees Dollface swinging on
where
a
she's
swing.
kind of concealed.
Right. She sees
The masked guy is in the woods.
right.
And he's looking towards the house.
She's
And
surrounded.
she sees him. He doesn't
Baby
see
doll
her.
swinging on the swing.
He takes off. Then, baby doll's on the swing. The other one comes out of the
barn.
pinup comes out of the barn, and
She goes back to the house because she's
goes
surrounded.
low crawls it, and then gets up, and then somehow gets
Drunk.
back inside
That's
the
where
house.
the drunk caught up to her. She was slamming into like all the stuff.
Oh, she about to get slammed into something.
I just also feel like I am glad I stopped there because I feel like now you see the people a lot more
Oh,
in
yeah, right.
in this portion of the movie, and I feel like that probably is something I understood was coming and was not
Yeah.
prepared for.
Now you're seeing the cat play with the mouse.
Right.
Yeah.
So she gets back in the house. She's kind of
Hides in the
not
pants.
low crawling anymore. She's standing up. She's kind of creeping, and then masked guy comes out of the hallway, and he's looking straight ahead, and he's going to turn and look right at her because she's right there, and he doesn't. He looks the other way and starts walking the other way. So she kind of goes back. She gets in the
Pantry.
kitchen pantry.
Right.
I mean, at this point,
Wooden slitted pantry.
that's our only option is to try and hide. Probably not back in the house, but I don't know where else she could have
I
gone.
feel like you could hurt someone with canned goods.
You can punch someone.
Yeah.
You can.
So
She didn't grab a
But, like,
knife or anything.
They
though?
did a lot of
Right.
She had one earlier.
Right.
she did.
Like she didn't
Right.
protect herself with anything.
She
Right.
hides in the pantry. He passes her by. Then Dollface.
Yeah, and then somehow Dollface knows exactly where she is. Goes over and there's just like fighting her
Bashing the
through the
slits.
door, and the slats get bashed up a little bit, and then she kind of like
Leaves.
just
Walks away.
walks over to the table and starts looking at the ring box.
Right. So Liv
And
comes out.
Liv comes out, and it's like, why are you doing this? And she doesn't answer.
Liv angrily says,
he's going to kill you. And she's like, what the fuck ever, right? So Liv goes and gets a knife, a little paring knife, like a 5-inch blade.
The other knife has been lost, and there are only a couple knives in the house.
There was a butcher knife on the table near the ice cream that pinup doll had. Not pinup doll, sorry, baby doll.
Baby doll. So she grabs her knife and is like, okay, I got the bigger knife, obviously.
Right. That's not a knife.
Right.
So is this where she runs off into
she
the
runs
room
into
again?
the room to try to break the window out.
Right. She can't.
Lights
To
come
what
on.
end?
Right.
She can't like pick something up and throw it through the window. She's just
Daylight
with
at
her
this point starting to
palms.
come in, I think.
Not yet.
A little bit.
But it's close. It's coming.
Not quite.
And
Well, the other thing,
Power comes on in the
one
house.
thing that I noticed that Charles had not noticed previously, and I hadn't noticed it either, is when they first get there, it's 4:05. When what's his name gets his in the woods, like gets hit in the head in the woods, and I was like, I'm out. Like he paused it.
I paused
To
it.
check what time it was?
No, and the clock was in the background because I was like, I'm out, whatever,
Right.
and I was gonna get ready and go to bed, and I looked at the screen and the clock was on and it said 4:32.
That was a crazy 27 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
That was longer than 20.
That's a
continuity
mistake. Yeah.
Probably a continuity error.
Yeah.
It's like the movie.
Yeah. There's no way all that happened in 30 minutes.
Maybe believe it was in real time at that point. We could have believed it was in real time because that would be about right.
Even in real time, that would seem like 45 minutes or an hour.
We're at like the hour 10 mark of the movie at this point.
Yeah, and the movie is like almost
Right, but
real
like
time.
it takes a little bit for them to go through their sadness.
Well, once
It's just something I noticed.
so right after this, I mean, if we're gonna jump to it, Liv Tyler gets smashed into the wall head first
yeah,
by Masked Man,
WWE
knocked
style.
unconscious, and this is where the act break is, or this is where the time break is, because it cuts to black, and then as soon as we come fade back in, Dollface and Pinup Girl are opening the curtains, and it's bright
But we missed a
daylight
part
outside.
because she was in that standoff with Dollface. That's when Mask Guy comes in dragging James or pushes James on the floor, and he tells her to run. That's when she runs.
Throws him in through the sliding glass or whatever it is.
Yeah. So she runs
And
into
James
the
is
bedroom,
still
tries to get
alive?
out,
James is
can't
still
get
alive.
out.
and he says run.
He says, "Run, Kristen."
He yells run through the shut
Another
door.
banger from James.
Good idea, James.
She's like, and then like you get the feeling like she's coming back for him and yells his name, and that's when she goes out and Mask Face. just
Masked
like,
Man
Well, the
grabs
power
her by
comes
the
on.
neck and just
Yeah.
off the top rope, just
So,
smash right in the head.
Almost like a psychological, the power's back on kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
then some
this
time
is-
has passed because she's unconscious, and they've taken the time to tie them up. They open the curtains.
Sun's
The
up.
sun is all bright.
Drags
The
her
sun
down
has
the
been
hall.
up.
She tries to grab the doorways.
Yeah, she's pretty much unconscious. Oh, well, so I guess the next thing we see is them tied up in the chairs.
Yes.
Yep. And then you
Why
see-
is
She dressed
why is
in
Kristen back in the
Yeah,
bridesmaid's
they put her
dress?
back in the bride because
Oh,
I think-
that's fucking creepy.
Oh, I didn't notice
Okay.
that. You're right.
So
I didn't
part
notice
of
that.
in my mind, I think it was a ceremonial type of thing. I think they wanted to kill.
She's also wearing
this
the
couple.
ring.
Right. Well, she
Oh.
had
They
that
put the
on,
ring on
yeah,
her.
and couldn't get it off earlier.
Okay.
Right? So I think they wanted to do this in a ceremonial way, masks off, killing them kind of way.
Okay.
That's horrible.
So they're tied
It's
up.
all right.
I love you. Why are you doing this? Because you were home.
Right. That's the
They say that.
line of the
Yeah.
movie.
Dollface
And
says
I kind
because
of get
you were
the
home.
feeling that
Hammer down.
Dollface is in charge at that point.
I agree.
That's creepy. That because you were home line. I mean, that's just creepy
Right.
because
Yeah.
she seems just like a normal person.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the movie 8mm. When is it? What's his name?
Machine?
The Machine.
The Machine?
The Machine, who is the villain kind of the whole time.
Right.
He's a masked
The snuff
villain in the
filmmaker?
snuff films.
Okay.
And then when Nicolas Cage finds him and unmasks him, he's a regular ass
Right.
dude. It's played by Chris Bauer. He's a regular dude. And he's like, what'd you expect? Some kind of monster? Like, he's a regular guy.
And that's what
the scary thing is like regular people do this shit.
And I think that that's the thing about them having the masks too, is that like they're terrifying in the masks, but I also think that that is part of it. Is like when the masks come off, like they look like monsters, and you're scared the whole time of these monsters. And then when the
Right.
masks come up, they're actually just
It's
regular people.
a two-way thing too. I think it's easier for them to act a certain way with the mask on.
Sure.
Right. You've got this another level in front. Almost like you're watching something through a camera.
It's
right?
very much like Halloween, right? Like Mike Myers he's a slow villain. He's not a fast villain.
Michael Myers, yeah.
That's one of his pet peeves.
I had to give Justin shit about it like our first podcast.
So
He's not
I heard
Mike
it.
Myers. He's not a
thing-
Canadian
That's
comedian.
funny. Yeah, baby. What is it? Another thing I want to bring up real quick is this felt very in True Blood, kind of the random violence in, affluent area kind of thing. Or not necessarily affluent, just like random.
It's a vacation home,
unprovoked-
right?
Right. It's a vacation area.
Right.
I'm in Cold Blood with, I think, just a farmhouse
Yeah,
kind
it
of
is.
thing, right? So, like, you never know when your number's up. That book was crazy successful because of, brought that terror into the white family or whatever. But yeah, that's struck out with the randomness of the because you were home.
So they have them tied up. They drop the because you're here line.
And they're in the house?
They're in the house, in the kitchen.
In the living room, kitchen.
The kitchen. They're in like
room.
these chairs.
Like kitchen
with the bar
chairs.
behind them of the
Okay.
kitchen. And then you see that classic, like whenever I think of this movie, and a lot of times it's represented
Oh,
as
that's still.
the three of them standing there looking at, and we see the back of them in chairs, right?
Right.
And
That's on either some of the posters or maybe the video, the VHS or DVD cover.
And then they get the knife, and the stabbing starts.
The stabbing started, so like they were still trying to appeal to their human nature when they're like, "Hey, you don't have
She's
to do
begging.
this. You don't have to do this." And then they took the masks off, and you're like, "Oh shit."
You've seen our faces. Too
Yeah.
late.
Well, not even needed to be said. Like it's just you knew, right? You knew the masks
Yeah.
are coming off. These knives are going in, right?
Yep.
Slowly going in.
Yeah.
So they're like, I love you, and then they stab James.
Whatever. She's just saying that because it's the end. She's over him. I promise
pity
you. I would be like, what happened to the shotgun? Where did you go?
What did you do
What
with
did
the
you
shotgun?
I
do?
saw you rolling,
Right.
That was the dumbest.
That
role
was
I've ever
stupid.
idiot.
So James is stabbed up a few times.
I'm at least shooting pinup doll in that situation, right?
Right. Shoot her in the knee.
tied
Like,
up.
take her knee out.
Focus.
tied up.
You focus on a target,
no.
and you
When
shoot
he's
the
in the
target.
woods.
Had she been,
Don't get
Still
distracted.
had he just
Okay.
kept walking towards it, take out her knee, go into the barn,
Yeah.
back,
He only has to shoot one of them.
Right.
I promise the other two will leave.
they're gonna check on her. No, pinup doll.
I was in the military, so
Thank you for your service
With my
again.
limited
Thank you,
tactical
Charlie.
training in the Air Force, but mostly because of all of my Call of Duty hours that I
Right.
played while I was deployed in Iraq. You got to stay mobile. You don't stop. You got to stay mobile, and that's anyway.
They're worse now. Those games are worse now. Like
Also, just pay attention to what's going on around you, bro. You don't need to be on the ground. You need to be standing up looking around. Like,
Right, there's more than one.
You want to get to an elevated position.
there's 3 of them.
or just fucking keep running.
right.
Just okay. So
Anyway,
James is stabbed.
none of that happened.
Then Liv starts getting stabbed, and
Screams, cut away.
cut away, and we see those two kids on the road. And I know why they weren't on their bikes, because the scene wouldn't have been working if they rode by on their bikes.
it's really bothering you, though.
But it really bothered me.
Why are
Those
they-
kids
yeah, why are they walking with their
bikes
Right.
on a country road?
a pretty
anyway,
flat country.
Pretty flat, safe country road. The truck pulls up with the 3 villains. We know it's their truck. We know it's them. They get out. We still never see their faces.
Dollface is the only one that gets out.
No, the other one gets out, but she's leaning against the truck.
Oh,
she never
okay.
talks
You're
to
right.
the kids, but she goes over.
I've seen a lot of good kid actors in some movies. These weren't 2 of them.
No.
No,
Sorry, if,
I've
if
seen
you know
very
these
few good
kids.
kid actors.
She's like, "Can I have one of those?" And they have like these Christian brochures.
Are you a sinner?
Are you a sinner? She's like,
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I'm like, shit.
I
You
think
must
it
be
was
doing the
supposed to
Lord's
creep
work,
your-
charity
like, it-
other times.
They could have just driven by him. They could have, it would have been more effective to just drive by.
give
the
them a
2
wave.
kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, wave
But they
and
want
smile.
Maybe they wanted
But if
them-
they stop, they want you to think like, oh shit, what are they going to do to these kids?
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Just a little
Also,
bit of a
It's another
linger.
cheap gag.
Maybe they were thinking that the other 2 still had some bleeding out to do. They're like, these guys seem like they're going to run across these corpses.
And once again, they're particular not to show the faces again, right?
Okay.
And as they're driving away, she says,
It'll be easier next. Yeah.
"It'll be easier next time." The boys go to the house. They go
So-
in. I was thinking all this time that everybody got killed, and turns out Liv Tyler just like does that jump scare.
It's a great
I'm
grab
still
scream.
alive.
It's a
Scream.
Great scream. Great jump
you
scare.
think you think she's dead? The kid goes up and gets real close to her, and then
Yep.
she screams awake.
Tell you what, she's going to have some
Cut the
bags
black.
attached to her
cut the black
for a while.
Oh,
credits
all
roll.
kinds of bags.
Right.
And then
There's
cut
gonna be
to credits. And,
ostomy bag.
They went to
And
work
it's-
on our midsection.
Right.
That's terrible.
and it's done.
I
It's done.
don't get the jump scare. Is it just a jump scare just because that's what horror
I
movies
think-
do?
Yeah.
It made
Yes,
no sense.
A little bit of yes.
I think it
and
would've
a little bit to
been-
maybe.
Like, okay,
Fine
like,
if she was
she's
just
awake,
moaning.
and people are like, "Oh, they're gonna make a sequel," and they do, but years later,
And she's not in it.
and she's not in it,
Right.
Which I've never. I mean, I didn't care
I
for this
didn't see any
movie,
of
so I
them.
didn't bother with the sequels.
Same.
I heard the sequels were bad. Real bad.
I don't know if it's the direct sequel to this or the chapter 1 and 2 that recently came out, where they explore the stranger's backstory. Like
No,
a prequel.
it's an anthology. Like you
It
can.
is?
I don't think you
Okay.
can tell which one sort of. I don't think you can
They're
tell sort of which
self-contained
one
kind of
fits.
thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So this
not
one,
good enough that I'm not going to watch the
Are we to
anthology.
believe that this is their first ritual that they perform?
I think that's why she says it'll
She
be
says
easier
it'll be
next
easier next time.
That's
You
kinda
think
what I was
so?
Be better
So,
at it. I
it'll be
mean,
better.
it looked pretty
And
fucking easy the
For
first time.
killers, they
Do you
could have
think-
done better too.
Do you think
They
it
could
was
have
an
done it a lot
emotion-
more efficiently and quickly.
Do you think it was an emotional? It'll be easier next time. They
No.
do a good
I don't
job
get
of-
that.
I don't either.
But like the masked man, maybe he was taking it a little tough. Who knows?
Maybe,
did
but
not see
also I
that.
feel like she
They
almost
didn't
got
show
shot
it.
with a shotgun. So
Right.
next time we should probably be on the lookout for shotguns.
Next time.
Right. We'll search the house first.
Right.
Right.
Do a better job,
I can't believe how long it took him to get that gun.
Okay.
What?
So
All right.
let's
Charlie,
get to it.
wrap this up.
But real quick. What was the body count?
Two.
To three.
Two.
Three.
Are we counting?
Oh wait, Liv
Yeah.
lives.
She
Two.
lives.
Two.
Oh,
Only
two.
two. Low body count. Oh, 50,
I mean, not if you have 8 people in the cast.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a pretty. I mean, if we're talking percentages,
quarter of the people
That's right.
died.
Right.
Not 300 of 1,200.
right?
Liv's,
Two of eight.
maybe Liv is dead inside after breaking
she-
James's heart.
sure.
She different.
She different. She different. She never.
I mean,
was
it's
the
pretty
same.
ambiguous. She could still die just because she's alive and
No,
bleeding.
at the end of a horror movie, if you come out like that, you
In
live.
my mind, she's alive.
That's
Okay.
the rules.
And
What was the best kill?
Dennis.
of the two, it has to be the freaking shotgun.
Shotgun
right?
to the head every
Shotgun to the
time.
head.
That was
Just-
pretty
yeah.
good.
It was the most. Yeah.
Okay, this should be another easy one, but it might spawn a lot of
Good discussion.
discussion. Could you escape this? Would you have survived?
I would like to believe I would have made better decisions, and that's why I was so angry in the movie theater the first time. I think I would have made more level-headed decisions. I wouldn't have
I
gone to
agree.
get cigarettes. I'll tell you that much.
Well, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. They make it. My gripe with this movie is they make it seem like it's a secluded place. There's nobody around. There's no help. There's radio. You got a radio for help. This is also a town where kids can ride their bikes from one
Right.
place to another.
And you can go get
So-
cigarettes in a reasonable amount of time.
You can't just. I guarantee you, the nearest neighbor is less than a quarter mile away.
And you did
maybe
hear dogs.
maybe a quarter mile, maybe a half mile away. You can run 5 minutes down the road and knock on a neighbor's door, be like, "Hey,
Agree.
something
Agree.
creepy's going on. Like, can we use your phone? Mine's dead," or something like that. Take the shotgun and fucking run. If
Yeah,
if
right.
first you try to drive away, you can't. Get on your feet and go.
Right? I'm
getting out of
have
there.
survived.
I would have survived.
Right.
I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna say I would have at least survived 3 times as long.
Yeah.
I would think that it would end with me with my boot on somebody's neck saying, "Why did you do this?" And they're like, "Because you were home." Ended with a shotgun blast
no,
and me
no.
walking to town.
You
getting the
gave him too
cops.
much time to that's you soliloquy, you don't want to do
No,
that.
that was the last.
That's
That
you
was the last
monologuing.
one.
Okay.
The other two were
So-
way dead.
You can't monologue.
The other thing I was thinking is because I like to think in terms of weapons, and because I have been working for many, many years with people who have tried to throw things at me. I'm telling you, anything is a weapon. Also, they had a whole ass fireplace full of fire.
Hot poker. There had to be a hot
You
poker.
can't set somebody on fire somehow. Like, I mean, you have to get close enough to them, I guess. But I was also like, whenever she was like, the fire, I was like, you need to pull a log out of that fire and just carry it around with you.
Take
Right.
that. Take that.
Everything's a
Bitches.
weapon.
That was before I knew there was a shotgun in the house because they didn't get the shotgun out until halfway through the movie.
Where did the victims go wrong? We don't have
Every
time to
single
think
place.
We rehashed that.
How long we got here?
Who was the dumbest character?
James.
A little more than Kristen, but James
But
for sure.
Mike is there
sauntering
too. Mike
into
should have
this
called
crime
the police.
scene.
Yeah,
And
for
They
sure.
all do the same thing.
he should have
I
been
feel
calling
like
for some shit.
it's
Though
just
he
like
should have been like,
a
"Hey,
lot of blame to go around.
hey, James, what's going on?
Yeah. I'm outside your house and the door's all chopped to pieces.
Right.
You okay?
So
Even a hello.
Somebody just blew my window shield out.
no one
even
calls out at all. James doesn't do it when he comes back.
Continue
Mike doesn't do
driving.
it.
Continue driving. Be like, hey, some crazy shit happened down there.
Right.
Yo, bro, why are you on your roof throwing rocks at my windshield as I'm driving back to town?
Right. A rock gets thrown into your windshield. Is your first instinct jump out of the
And
door?
look around suspiciously?
No.
No, hell no.
I don't know, man.
I mean, maybe, but then I'm calling somebody. I'm not just being like, that's weird. Let me go in this house to the fucked up door.
And their car was sitting in the driveway
Beat
wrecked.
to shit.
Yes.
Also wrecked.
Yeah.
And clearly the tires were slashed. Like, clearly something violent has occurred.
Okay, so a little bit of some trivias. This was completely shot with handheld cameras, which is kind of like the thing at the time. Like there are a lot of TV shows, a lot of movies. It was all like motion cameras, and it's
thought the camera work
it's
was
kind of
good.
effective, but I feel like a
Camera was
blend is always much better.
Yeah,
Like when
it's
you're
not
close
bad.
in, doing stuff, action, then the handheld stuff works because you want to give that feeling of motion. You want to feel that feeling of motion in the audience. But then, a set camera.
I don't know. I think
whatever.
it contributed to the unsettling feeling
Right.
that you have throughout the
Does
movie.
anybody have
I
a
don't think
favorite
it's
shot
required.
that was shot on the?
Yeah, whenever the dude's behind her and she's
very
standing in the
first time.
kitchen, like
So
yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
that the scene where he's turning, like he's aiming his gun at pinup doll, and then he turns around and
Yeah,
shoots
that
her.
was
That's
really
a well
good.
shot.
that's why
The POV
gets me every time.
Right.
Okay. Gore score.
I'm gonna go. I'll start off and say like a 3
I said 2.5 to 3. Yeah.
because he always has to be the downer. He always has
No,
to.
I mean, you have the gunshot. You have Mike getting his face
he gets
shot
the face,
with the blood splatter on the wall.
Cut hand.
And then you got the cut. I mean, the cut hand's nothing.
Yeah, but
that's
Yeah,
PG
that was-
stuff.
I didn't even see the
But then
hand
the stabbing, the slow
stabbing is
stabbing, but
always
that's not even like a
effective.
real bloody gory. It's effective, like the
Twisted
sound
ankle.
of it. I mean, yeah.
I think
the gore is minimal in this.
the gore is minimal. And Mike earlier mentioned Jaws, and this movie actually has a lot in common with Jaws, I think, because in Jaws you don't even see the shark until I don't even remember. You're
not
like
much time on screen for the shark.
You're like 2/3 of the way through the movie before you even see the shark.
Right.
It's just
Bruce.
It's the idea, like these guys. It's the idea of it. This movie is not scary because of the gore, I think. But yeah, it is a very
Yeah, I'll do like a 3.
low gore.
Yeah.
I mean, that's from somebody who has not seen the main scene of gore because I cannot watch it.
For the guest, what's your 1 to 10 scale on the gore?
I think it's probably like a 1. Like, because I am not somebody who can handle any gore, and this movie did. The gore is like the last thing I think about this movie. Like it's the noises.
So yeah, 3, 2.5, 1. What'd you say, Charlie?
3-ish.
3-ish. Want to say 2,
There's
2.5?
a headshot in it, so it doesn't show
2?
brains or anything, but it does
No.
show his face, like kind of like peel off.
And the whole time I'm just like, you got to stop thinking about that face and you got to keep moving, guys. Like,
Keep going.
Like, get that fucking. Why would you throw that gun down? Just get the gun, press on, mourn
too much.
later. Hall of Fame is the killer or killers. They're in pop culture. They were in Cabin in the Woods.
This is the
represented.
4th movie, right? This is the first movie, but there's a total of 4 or 3 of these strangers.
Too many.
There's 4 now because there's a chapter 1 and
That's
a
what I was
chapter 2,
wondering. Okay,
and
so
then
there's a 4th.
There's a sequel from this.
They may have a case down the road, but I'm gonna say no right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
The
say
masks?
no for now.
I think so. You guys know I think so because honestly, just the most horrifying, these people that are like stalking you and creeping around the house in these masks is just, it's one of the worst things I can imagine.
So do you think the masks in Cabin in the Woods was them or a combination of them and The Purge?
I think it was them.
Okay, just them. Okay.
I think it was
Yeah.
them.
I've never seen Cabin in the Woods, I don't think.
You should.
You should.
So good.
And then you should listen to our podcast on it.
Then you should write us fan mail, which is available now, listeners.
But more importantly, leave us a review. You can leave us any star review, but at least write a review, and that will help
We're
us
available
on
on Apple and
Podcasts.
Spotify.
Anywhere you get your podcast.
Anywhere you get your
Where you get
podcasts.
your podcast.
The stats are showing some I didn't
All
even
right.
know about.
Is there a hero? Is the hero a Hall of Famer?
Oh,
is
no.
there a
Is there
hero?
Oh,
no
no.
heroes in this movie? movie.
No. Yeah, nobody
heroes.
comes near.
No.
Are there props? Is there a 3 prop?
No.
The masks are creepy.
Right.
The mask
okay.
is
If I had to
terrible.
nominate anything, it's that. But the
Terrible.
shotgun's a regular shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing
Kitchen
really.
knife.
The
CB
Volvo,
radio.
the CB radio with an accident.
Right.
Even the house is just a regular house. Like, that's a vacation house. It looks like just a
Right.
house.
Okay. First of all, I
very
think that's
Mama
part of the
lived in.
terror is like that it's just like
How
it could
normal the
if
house
we
is.
had a vacation house, it would look like that. Like that's I mean, I think
Fair.
part of it is just like how like it's not fancy, it's not whatever, it could be anybody's house, but mostly a grandparent.
Yeah.
We like to talk to a youngin', our 15-year-old correspondent, if you will.
Man on the street.
Man on the street. I think he watched this morning, so it is fresh in his head. Atticus, what's up, buddy?
Yo, it was a pretty good movie. Not
Let's let Charlie ask the question.
Okay, so have you heard the lore about Mary?
yeah, and like how she didn't finish it
So
like
in
a
the
lot.
theater we had to leave, and since it came out in 2008, we've watched it 2 more times, and one of those times was last night, and she has stopped at the same spot all 3 times, the exact same spot when he's out in the woods with a gun and he's about to shoot the pinup girl, and then the masked guy runs up and knocks him out.
That's
She
the
dropped
spot?
out. The movie got to her too much. Every time it's the same spot.
Did she go back and finish it, or she still?
She didn't know what happened. And
What?
She
Knows
just
now.
did the cast.
She knows now.
So she didn't even finish it?
No,
She couldn't. It couldn't.
for 17 years.
In her defense, she told us a story that hit a little close to home. She was very nearly a victim of a home invasion herself. So like it got a little too close. For her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was too much.
Understandable.
But anyway, go ahead. Feel about the movie.
I thought it was a good movie. I mean, overall, pretty good home invasion movie. I mean, I like The Purge more, but like,
Yeah, Purge is more action.
Yeah, and it's just more fun in a weird way. I mean, it's not fun, but
like
it's still
you said,
The
movie is
backstory
just
of what's going on in
starts
the
out
world
depressed.
Right.
is
Yeah.
interesting. Whereas
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Purge, in The Strangers, like, what's going on in the world is nothing. It's just
Depression.
nothing. It's just the world.
sadness.
The Purge is a fictional world where this real thing is happening.
yeah, and like The Strangers, it's just like really dark movie. Like, cause like there was no rhyme or reason. It was literally just because they were there, and like, yeah, that's crazy.
So
Because you
as,
were home, right?
As tradition, I mean, did you like it more than Dawn of the Dead?
How much longer are we going to do this? How much longer are we going to
You
put
gotta
Charlie through
shit
this?
on this movie.
yeah, I'm just milking it till it's dry. Okay, so
I don't know. I think we didn't like
Different
Strange. We like Dawn of the Dead more than Strangers. So are we going to change it to like? Did you like this more than the Strangers?
Very true. Dawn of the Dead is above The Strangers in my book.
Yeah.
are you serious? Dawn of the Dead,
This is your
Yes.
take
Yeah.
on Dawn.
the one where they played house for like an hour.
Yes, the one where they played house for an hour.
Yeah.
So overall, thumbs up.
Overall, I would give it a thumbs up. I would put it a little above The Thing.
No.
I would
Above
do
The
it.
Thing?
I would. I like these
Below Cabin in the Woods, though.
below Cabin in the Woods, below American Psycho. I like a little bit. I like the psychological.
Okay.
Like Get Out. That's in my top 25 because it's so psychological. Heretic is my #1 favorite horror movie of all time, and that's just a psychological horror.
Heretic is?
Heretic, yeah.
Exposition. A lot
I
of
thought it
exposition
was Scream.
Oh, yeah.
No, Scream's #2.
Oh,
okay.
shoot.
Like, Scream's in my Mount Rushmore. It would be like the Abe Lincoln, but like Heretic is like
That George.
Heretic would be the George.
Interesting.
Okay.
That story is Teddy Roosevelt put himself on the Mount Rushmore, basically.
Yeah, right. He's
Deservedly so.
I would do it, too.
well, yeah. If I was president, like put me in the front.
So Atticus is for slave owner George Washington, not slave freer Abraham Lincoln. Got it.
Whoa, never said that, never said
We
that.
got it. We know.
Canceled.
So, have you talked to? Well, you watched it today.
I watched it, yeah.
Haven't recommended it to friends.
Haven't
So-
recommended to friends.
Well,
or-
I was going to watch it yesterday with a friend, but he was like, no, it looks boring. So,
Okay.
which,
So I don't know if it's long enough to be boring. I will say
It was
that.
not.
It's
This movie's
it's a tight
85
movie,
minutes, horror movies never need to be more than 90, in my opinion.
It's 85 minutes with like 7 minutes of credits.
And
Yeah.
like the
So,
weird,
It's a good runtime.
and the weird like footage of like houses and stuff, just to set the tone of you are in normal suburbia life. Right?
If I'm not mistaken, the license plate on the cars are North Dakota. So you're out there. It's rural. Yeah.
Is it?
I think the license plate on the Volvo is North Dakota.
And you put it in like in Virginia or something like that.
So what's your gore score for it?
It wasn't that gory.
Right.
Like I would give it maybe a solid 3.5.
Okay.
Like
Wow, that's more than any of us gave.
Yeah.
I mean, like
We said 2.5.
they like
said a
shot a
one.
guy.
Mike did get got
The like thing, the stabbies.
like those stabbies. Yeah.
But like
I don't like seeing
to compare the time frame, it was shorter than Terrifier 2.
Terrifier 2 was like 2 hours. And
It
30
was
minutes.
2 hours.
Terrifier
and
2
30
is
minutes
shorter
long.
than Pulp Fiction, or longer than Pulp Fiction, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like,
which like
All
is
right, so
insane.
you're glad you watched this one. This one is in the upper half of the podcast.
Yeah,
we've
this
done
is
so far.
this is the upper half.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any other home invasion movies that you would put on the list with this one? Purge.
The Purge.
Yeah. Home Alone.
Yeah, that's like I think that's like the best home invasion movie of all time, right?
Probably.
I mean, kind of Don't Breathe.
Don't Breathe is a home.
Don't
invasion
Breathe is a
movie.
home invasion movie.
From the other POV, from the bad
From
guys.
the bad guys.
And like,
POV.
okay,
like
let's-
part bad guy.
Let's be
He
honest.
does
Part-
redeem himself in the sequel, or at least
Oh,
tries.
he does.
Well, I haven't seen the
Because I
sequel.
You haven't seen the sequel?
No.
I own the sequel, but I haven't seen it.
We own the sequel and we haven't seen it?
Maybe not.
I don't think we own it because
But
I tried to
anyway,
look
the
for
dude,
it.
Homeboy, was not a good guy either, though.
No.
No.
But yeah, they were all bad guys in that
Everybody
movie.
sucks here.
Well, like, would Quiet Place also count as a home invasion movie? Because it's like it's a home invasion as monsters.
That's a creature feature.
creature feature.
sci-fi.
Well,
because they go out of the home a lot.
Right.
What was that one movie where like aliens broke into this girl's home?
What was that one that was on Hulu?
Yeah.
It's like Nobody Will Save You, maybe, or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's a ho-
alien home invasion, I guess.
See, like,
No
then
one
why
will
wouldn't
help
Quiet Place count as a home invasion?
They leave the home.
They
Often.
went in the
Often
home.
they leave
No,
the
but
home.
they broke into the home.
with-
It's a home
I'm with
invasion.
Mike
I don't
on
know.
this one.
No, I mean, there's movies like that's like saying Scream's a home invasion because in the first
Technically
scene they
is.
invade Casey Becker's home. and-
Technically, is a home invasion.
no, it has home
just
invasion
wanted to-
parts. It's not a home invasion movie.
He just wanted to
Big
brag
difference.
that he knew Casey Becker's name.
Like that's like saying because somebody got stabbed in this movie in The Strangers, like it's a slasher. Like it's not a slasher.
It is a slasher.
No, it's not.
This is a slasher.
Then literally every horror movie is pretty much a slasher if someone gets killed.
Firestarter.
All right, so
Slasher.
we're breaking this out into a separate episode.
Slasher, hardly knew her.
Come on, you guys are better than this. You guys are better than this.
Now we know how to trigger Mike. Go out there with slasher movies.
I mean, it's kind of a body horror, too, because they're hands.
Stop it.
All right.
Any
So
other final thoughts?
Well, yeah, like, don't I need the two movies
That's-
that were bad?
That's for a different one. That's
Different
for our
one?
next
Oh,
one.
the next one. Psh, I think that's all my final thoughts then.
On the Strangers?
It was a overall good movie, way better than Dawn of the Dead.
Okay,
so, like,
Letterbox.
that's
When are you
all I'm
going to put it on Letterbox?
Letterbox. I'll give it like a 3.5.
Okay.
3.5
Out of 10?
out of 5.
Out of 5.
70%.
Okay. So that's gonna bring
IMDb?
that's probably gonna bring it up a little bit.
I'd give it a solid 5.5.
At least you picked it like an even. Like Charlie's always thinking that he can give it like a 7.24.
6.33 repeating.
3 repeating.
All right. Well, thank you, Atticus. Appreciate
Thanks,
your
man.
thoughts. Always. Thanks for coming on the pod. So we put up a poll on Instagram this week on our Instagram page, All Guts So Gory Pod. Some other home invasion movies since we were doing the Strangers podcast. Funny Games, Inside, The Purge, and The Strangers. Wanted to see what everybody thought of that batch of home invasion movies. Batch, 57% of voters picked The Strangers above the other three movies. The Purge got 29%, Inside got 14%, and Funny Games, no votes, 0%.
I want to say that Funny Games is a movie that probably has made me angrier.
Funny Games was
Yeah.
a fucked up movie.
I don't think people saw it. I think that's why they
It-
didn't vote for it.
Yeah, it's
There's
German.
Basically the
They
same
made an
thing.
English version of it, but
Yeah,
it's a
I've
fucked
seen
up
the
movie.
English
There's one
version
part
of
in
it.
that movie where it's like,
Inside, also a French movie, and is incredibly horrific and scary. And
but
home invasion plus you're pregnant and they want to steal your baby.
Oh,
It's
Everybody wants
it's an
that.
incredible movie. It was my vote. I voted for Inside, but still, Yeah, The Purge and The Strangers got 57%. Do you guys have any other favorite home invasion movies, or want to talk about any of these other ones here?
Absolutely. all the time. So let's start with Hush. Was a Netflix movie.
One.
Mike Flanagan.
Was a good one.
Mike Flanagan's wife on that one.
She's in a lot of his stuff.
Little cat and mouse with a deaf. They threw in a deaf element to it, which made it a little different.
Yeah.
Panic Room, not a horror movie, but a good
home invasion. Yeah.
Home invasion. You're Next. If you haven't seen it, I don't think a lot of people have seen You're Next. It's a ton of fun. I've put it under.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. You should watch that one. Okay, and then the other point of view of the main characters breaking into houses, I'm going to throw out People Under the Stairs and Don't Breathe. Both a lot of.
I love People Under the Stairs.
So
I love that.
Don't Breathe. The home invaders they invade the wrong home.
Right.
And blind guy is going to fuck them up.
I love a bad, you picked the wrong house, you picked the wrong person. Those are the best.
So in A Clockwork Orange, there is a pretty terrible home invasion.
Oh my God.
No,
Yeah,
too soon, Mary.
absolutely.
I'm just saying, you guys I thought that was the assignment. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So on the heels of Clockwork Orange, I would say Last House on the Left.
Last House on the Left.
And I would also say Home Alone.
Right, two super rapey scenes,
Right.
and then Home Alone.
Right.
So I remember one of the first, not one of, but an earlier scary movie that I saw was When a Stranger Calls.
Oh yeah.
Have you checked your children? I mean, that when I was a kid, that was you want to freak out your friend late at night. You're watching TV, have you checked the children? I mean, that was, and then Becky,
so much fun,
which is a thrill ride from
Becky?
start to finish.
I don't
It's a
know that
low
one.
budget,
and
it's not that old.
The villain is Kevin James.
Yeah.
Animation kind of guy.
Right.
And it is a lot of fun.
And they picked the wrong teenage girl to fuck with.
Really?
Yeah.
Have I watched it?
It's worth a watch.
It's
worth
pretty.
a watch.
It's pretty bloody, but
Hey, Wrath of Becky, also not bad.
Wrath of Becky, the sequel.
Can we make the case for Home Alone as a horror movie? The old man with the shovel for 90% of the movie is going to kill somebody, right?
Right.
Until Kevin meets him. But
where's the self-awareness there? Just walking around like that, not thinking neighborhood kids are going to be afraid of you.
Bringing it on yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a choice.
I don't know why the kids are scared of me.
Right. I have a big ass beard and a hood, and I carry a shovel around.
yeah.
Dressed
I drag a trash
Right.
can full of salt, and my hand is bleeding all the time.
Right.
And
He's a villain.
I stare at you creepily with a giant beard.
That house, that guy could not live in that. He couldn't afford to live in that neighborhood. I'm going to throw that out there, too.
Which guy?
The guy with the shovel and salt.
He's eccentric hermit type, though, I think.
So, you're forgetting how much cheaper shit was back then, right?
Oh, I don't think in Winnetka, Illinois, it wasn't.
Right.
Dude, those houses were $3 million then.
No, he got
$8 million now.
$30,000 and a handshake.
All right, so are we ready? What's the...
Oh,
who's next?
it's me.
Well, final thoughts?
Final thoughts?
And we'll do who's next.
It was okay. It was effective. I don't like when the bad guys win. But, I mean, they had some legitimately scary scenes in that movie.
All right, so I'm going to make an analogy. Stay with me for the analogy. If you always throw the ball, the defense is going to learn that you're always throwing the ball, right? So you have to keep them honest by running the ball once in a while. And that is everybody has to die at the end every once in a while. Otherwise, you're going to expect no worries. Everybody's going to be fine at the end of this thing. So I think it's
a world
necessary.
I want to live in, Justin.
I like one person, or if they're all shitty people and they're paying for their mistakes, but these are just normal people, right?
I mean, I think if anyone deserved to die in this movie, it's James. I think we can all agree that if there is one person in this movie who did not deserve to come back from this particular wedding, it's James.
Yeah, I was ready. And my problem with Hollywood is that probably set off a string of 4 more movies where it's we gotta have a bleak ending too. So that's my problem. It's I only need one out of 20 to be a sad ending.
I respect it and understand it, but I still don't like it.
Well, I think too that you can tell, we talked a little bit earlier, I think, about Ready or Not. You can tell pretty soon in movies where it's oh, you fucked with the wrong gal. You could tell pretty quickly they did not fuck with the wrong people in this movie. They picked exactly the correct people to fuck with in this. That's right. That's right. And I think it would have been disingenuous if they messed up all the way through the movie, shot his best friend, her ankle sprained, he's been knocked unconscious. unconscious, and then they somehow
He rips his sleeves off to reveal giant guns, and he has this machine gun.
And she's a secret CIA agent.
right. I
Mr.
think
and Mrs.
hiding
Smith,
out.
Right.
There's a synopsis of this movie that I read when I was preparing for this said, and I quote as part of it.
Wait, can you read?
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm getting there. Teddy's helping me out. Teddy's my 5-year-old. He's helping me out. It says, the confrontation forces Kristen and James to go far beyond what they thought themselves capable of if they hope to survive. No, they fucking don't.
this is exactly what they're
Beyond
capable
what they're
of.
capable
This
of.
is exactly
hide in a closet,
Right.
run to a barn,
Kill your
Right.
best friend.
not do
James's
anything
best
to
skill.
really.
not be able to
What?
get under the bed.
James.
Not know how to load a
James'
shotgun.
best skill is that skim of the ice cream off the top.
Oh, that was dreamy.
God, not even try to drive off on flat tires. Not even try to
got
run
you.
away.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Like
Put it
I would be dead tired if I went and ran a mile right now. But if I had to run a mile to go knock on a neighbor's door to be like, some
Save
fucked up
your
shit
life.
is happening to me and my fiance that's not my fiance anymore, or not really my fiance because
Right.
she didn't accept my proposal, I'd fucking run that mile, and that would be me going beyond what I'm capable.
what you think you're capable
Right.
of.
He did do a roll in the woods.
He did roll around in the woods.
Like a
Get-
fool.
Get the fuck out of here with that
I think though that
synopsis.
if neither person can figure out how to run a fucking bath, you're not starting off in a good place. It's like you're starting
That
off
they didn't
rough.
know. It was when to put the roses in.
Right. It's a real stumper.
Well, my answer is still after you've got all the shit water out of the pipes.
That's the start of everything. Get the shit water.
I don't know, man.
So
It's a rough ride every time, and I never
Okay.
make it through.
The Strangers.
Here, we're done with the strangers.
All right. Our next movie is Justin's pick.
It is me, guys. And for my pick, I'm going to pick one of my daughter's favorite movies. Let's just say, do you want to play a game? Or let's play a game.
Which one
And
is
it
it?
is Saw.
The original.
The original. The very
Another
original
one
Saw.
Awesome.
that like
I
I
actually
watched.
saw that one.
I made it all the
Saw
way
it?
through
Saw?
it,
Pun intended.
and never will watch it again.
Save it for the cast.
When you
No,
were
I'm not gonna be on that one. I'm
Somebody
out.
puts you in a reverse bear trap, and
Right.
now you're scarred for life and can't see that play out on screen.
So yeah, it's a. I really feel like the first movie gets a lot of shit that it doesn't deserve because it's lumped in with the other 27 of them. Right. So I think it's important to remind people that this started in a good place.
It did.
Yeah.
The first one's great. Love the first one. So good.
It was.
That's
I mean,
what
it
I'm
was
doing.
smart. I thought it was smart. I
Right.
just didn't like. I didn't like the gore.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's great.
That's what we're
Good
doing.
pick, Justin.
Okay.
All right. I
So,
won't be here for that.
Should we
but
check to see where it's streaming? I think we should.
you want to,
I've
yeah.
been given complaints that we don't tell people.
you've been given a complaint.
A complaint
Yeah.
from one listener you're related to.
From the Netherlands.
My sister,
from the Netherlands.
she said, I'd prefer if you tell us where we can watch this stuff. Okay, so it looks like it's available on Hulu right now, which probably means it's free, right?
Yeah. That means I think if you have Disney Plus, that's lumped in there too.
Right? And Prime Video for $3.99, it looks like. So, all right. Looking
Go ahead
forward
and
to
watch
Affordable
Saw.
fun.
Go ahead and watch
This is not a
Saw
paid
and-
advertisement.
it. It is.
Yeah, listen to
I mean,
our
if
podcast.
they want it to be, it is. We're drinking Austin Still bourbon, by the way.
Yep.
Still,
And what's the wine,
we're-
Mary?
I'm drinking Diet Kim Crawford wine.
Nice.
It's nothing but the best over here.
Yep.
I mixed the
Classy.
two. I wouldn't recommend it.
Look, it's half the calories, half the sugar, half the alcohol,
Twice the fun.
All right.
half the fun.
We ready to get out of here?
Yeah.
All right.
All Guts So Gory podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. We have our Instagram page up now. Make sure to leave us you can leave us an any star review. Any reviews you leave us help us get found more on Apple and Spotify. Any reviews help us go up those search records. So even if you don't like this podcast,
Yeah.
you can give us a 1-star. It's
And
still
I
going to
think
help
we're
us
gonna
out.
we're gonna start doing some more polls during the week. So
Yeah,
look for those
we're
on
gonna
Instagram.
try to be pretty active on the socials and keep people engaged and hopefully grow this thing into something fun.
I think
that
Charlie has
everyone
a
will
line
enjoy.
of merchandise he wants to start making.
Oh,
but
the
we're
t-shirts.
not ready. We're not ready yet.
T-shirts
for it.
and hats.
Was there a T-shirt worthy quote from this one?
I'm not putting it. I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay.
All right. Well, tune in next week for Saw. Thank you, Mary, for joining us.
It's a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun having you here.
I know.
Getting your takes on The Strangers. For Charlie, Justin, I'm Mike. Andy, take us home.
This is the end, friend.